Alrighty. Good morning and greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Andrew Kirchhoff. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be live streaming here for Week 14 of the 2022 fantasy football season. Of course, we're covering all topics related to updated rankings going to Sunday's slate of games. Of course, we got some exciting ones on the docket here. Again, for many of you, this is when to get into your playoffs. For others, is perhaps trying to solidify yourselves as the number 1 or 2 seed in order to claim a bye within your playoffs. And for some of you, maybe you have bye weeks next week. We'll have to wait and see. Or perhaps you have, the playoffs not even beginning till week 16. I don't know. There's a lot of formats. Either way, welcome everyone. Thank you guys who have already gotten in here from the early hours already and have gotten into a situation where you've gone ahead and clicked that like button. Greatly appreciated. Again, we're going to be here for the next 2 hours plus. Of course, you can see to the right of me, we have updated rankings as of this morning for week 14. The updated rankings are for a half PPR scoring format. Of course, as soon as I start, something gets caught in my throat. It's for a half PPR scoring format. Top 36 running backs, top 36 wide receivers, top 16 tight ends, and top 16 quarterbacks. Quarterbacks for a 4-point per passing touchdown format. Now, rankings are subject to change, of course. If anything is to present itself as relevant in the coming hours, whether it be information regarding Saquon Barkley, Amari Cooper, and or weather concerns in regards to the Philadelphia Giants game, Buffalo versus Jets game. All of that information will be utilized to potentially adjust rankings accordingly if in fact I deem it to be relevant enough to where it changes my opinion on a potential upside of a player and or changes their overall projection in my mind. Either way, again, rankings are on screen for you guys. I will be answering questions for probably the next 2 hours straight here. If you guys do send in questions for priority in terms of Super Chat, be sure to include your scoring format. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, for those of you who are on mobile, the rankings are down in the description of the video, already pasted down there. So if you want to just travel there, bada boom, get that, awesome. I think that covers everything. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is if my power goes out, do not be surprised. It's a fair warning. If it just snaps out of nowhere, it is what it is. The weather's been very interesting the last couple of days here. And outside of that, I think the only other thing I wanted to mention is Prize Picks. Again, if you guys haven't checked them out, as of today, you still have an opportunity of potentially putting in an entry in regards to Justin Herbert going more than 0.5 passing yards. I'll go ahead and probably about halfway through the stream present my 6-leg entry that I've made for today's games. It's a very interesting one, but honestly, I feel pretty confident about it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Let's get into this, shall we? Let's start answering some questions. All right. So Brandon begins our day here via Super Chat. Thank you very much, Brandon. Frederick. He says, in a full PPR scoring format, Andrew, Homer, Ayuk, or DJ Chark? Supposed to be rainy in San Francisco, if that helps the question. All right. So let's see here, shall we? Let's go ahead. Let's travel to let's bring this up before we even begin. I'm going to bring up my NFL weather report website here, just so we're all on the same page. Going into, okay, awesome. That's perfect. Okay. So, yes, there's a potential for rain. Again, it's still going to be a game in which they're going to have to move the ball via passing. So I'm not really too concerned about that. If I'm to play them, again, in a full PPR scoring format at the moment, I'm probably just playing Brandon Ayuk there. I like DJ Chark. I like the matchup he has. I just can't guarantee that DJ Chark is going to be a stable option every single week because it's not really what he has been for this offense. So if you want to play him, you can. But yes, I'm going to go DJ Chark there. I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk there in a full PPR. Thank you. Appreciate it. Michael Barton says, last question, Zonovan Knight or Etienne? Yeah, I'm not playing Etienne there. I'd rather play Zonovan Knight. Again, a lot of the conversation that I posed this week in regards to that must-start episode on Friday that I posted, I talked about Zonovan Knight for probably like 7 minutes there straight, I think. So at that point, yeah, I'm full in on Zonovan Knight for all the reasons that I kind of presented in that video. To rehash them would be a really long trot of trying to get all those information and all those stats together. But for right now, yes, I'm going to play Zonovan Knight there at the moment. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Eric Foreman says, half PPR, James Cook, Singletary, Juju. I'd play Devin Singletary out of that group. Thank you. Marvin 596 says Everett or Njoku. Yeah, we're gonna still play Everett there. David Njoku could be a better play if, in fact, Amari Cooper is deemed out. Amari Cooper, like Thomas Davis was asking in the live chat, he says, "Is Amari Cooper out?" Question mark. Well, remains to be seen. Again, I have a questionable tag right next to his name on screen for a primary reason, because we're not 100% certain. Him and Saquon Barkley are two of the guys that, going into today's game, we're not 100% certain as to whether or not they are going to be potentially active. So if, in fact, Amari Cooper does play, then, continue as such. If he is not active, I think it could elevate the potential value of David Njoku to the point where we play him over Everett. But as of right now, we're gonna roll with Everett. As to your follow-up question there, Marvin, saying pick 3 between Mike Evans, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, D-Hop, and Judy. Yeah, I'll take Evans, I'll take Marquise Brown, and I'll take D-Hop out of that group. I like Judy a lot in this specific week. I just feel like the touchdown upside and potential that Mike Evans that potentially presents. I know it hasn't happened in a while, but something's got to give. Eventually, he's going to score one of these days. One of these days, they're not going to be a defensive pass interference call. He'll score a touchdown. It'll be great, especially down in the red zone. But for right now, yeah, we'll take Evans over Judy. Thank you. Brandon sends in a question. Says full PPR, Travis Homer or Dameon Pierce. I mean, I don't like either option. Let's just be frank here. Let's give you guys a little bit of transparency, okay? If you guys consider the rankings to the right of me, okay, we have top 36 running backs right next to me immediately. Outside of my top, I'd say the top 21 running backs, I'm confident in. When we talk about Najee, Homer, Mostert, White, Cook, Fournette, Pierce, Hunt, Michael Carter, Chuba Hubbard, J.K. Dobbins, when we start getting down into the RB2, RB3 conversation, this is where it becomes really tricky. A lot of these players are in situations that I can't put my finger on it to an extent to where I'm like, yes, I can trust you wholeheartedly. Because Najee has a bad matchup. Travis Homer's going to split with Tony Jones Jr., if not, completely be phased out, potentially. We don't know. Raheem Mostert, again, is the RB2. Could be in, a pretty decent situation to the matchup, but he's the RB2 there. Is he going to get enough touches? James Cook, can he do it again? Leonard Fournette, injured, but is he going to get, there's so many issues with these players after you start trickling down the list that it becomes almost more risky to play them than to even entertain going after, like a receiver in comparison. So at the moment, out of the bunch, I'll probably play Homer over Dameon Pierce based on the potential of the matchup and in my fear of Dameon Pierce being completely phased out at the moment. So I'll go ahead and I'll take Homer there. And then saying, do you think that Jones could cut into Homer's touches? I absolutely believe he will. It is a given. I don't believe that Homer's going to have the entirety of the backfield to himself. He's never been a guy that has been predominantly the primary back in a backfield for his entire career. And it's not by accident. He's a third down receiving back. He's a special teams player. He's a return specialist at times. So with all that taken into account, I don't love it, but in a full PPR, we're going to hope for that receiving upside to potentially elevate his overall play. And of course, a couple big runs here and there. He's an efficient runner. We just got to hope that the Carolina matchup isn't too difficult for him at the given moment in time. Your follow-up question there for Brandon was also Goff or Deshaun Watson. I don't even think that's close. I'm absolutely playing Jared Goff this week for sure. Outside of that, kicker, we have we have Chris Boswell or Cameron Dicker. I will play Cameron Dicker there. Chris Boswell should be a decent play going into the week. I just think that, again, I'll give it a week. Let's see what happens from him. I know Matthew Wright was on a hot streak there of getting a lot of opportunities in the kicking game, but at the current moment, I'll just play Cameron Dicker there. Somebody was asking, hey, Andrew, elaborate more on kickers and defenses? Sure, let's do that right now, okay? So we'll go ahead and probably mention kickers and defenses every, I'd say 25 to 30 minutes, okay? So probably once again at 8:30 and then 9 a.m. and then 9:30, etc. But for right now, let's go ahead and let's talk about kickers and defenses. So established as of yesterday, it was last night. My top 12 defense, let's do top 10. Yeah, you know what? Let's do top 11 because I honestly think that as soon as we get to 12, it becomes a sketchy fest. So let's do top 11. Number 1, Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. If you have any of those defenses, fire them up. They're going to be great plays. Then we move on to Buffalo, which again should be another one of these good plays with Poyer back, Davies White back. They should be a pretty good defense. At number 5 is the Buffalo. Number 6 is the Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 9, New England Patriots. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. And number 11, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if we move over to the kicker conversation, we begin with our number 1, Jason Myers. Number 2, Brett Maher. Number 3, Evan McPherson. Number 4, we have Harrison Butker. Number 5 is Justin Tucker. Number 6 is Tyler Bass. Number 7 is Robbie Gould. Number 8 is Cameron Dicker. Number 9, Jason Sanders. Number 10, Michael Badgley. Number 11, Graham Gano. And number 12 is Chris Boswell. Hopefully that was slow enough. I know I talk fast, guys, because I'm trying to get through it quickly and answer as many questions as I possibly can. But hopefully that was slow enough. If not, you can just rewind the live stream and you'll be good to go. Okay? Appreciate it, guys. Let's see here. Jabo, I saw that you sent in something, Jabo. Let me see if I can find exactly where you sent it, my man. Jabo says Travis Homer or James Conner. That's not even close. It's absolutely James Conner. Like I mentioned on Tuesday's video, James Conner, when he doesn't have a running back breathing down his neck, whether it's Eno Benjamin and or Chase Edmonds, in the 9 games that he's played without a running back there in Arizona, I think he's and at least 75% of the offensive snaps going in his direction. The guy's averaging over 20 fantasy points per game. I know it's a tough matchup, but he's absolutely a better start than Travis Homer. Your follow-up question was Hunter Henry or David Njoku. Yeah, I'm going to play David Njoku there. Again, I love the matchup for Hunter Henry. It's just purely the only reason he is there on screen is because of matchup. He is not given enough opportunity. He is not given, I mean, quite frankly, we haven't seen Hunter Henry be anything that he has been, whether it was last year and even with the Chargers this season. The utilization of tight end within that offense is not a high enough point of priority. So we're going to go with Njoku there. I think your final question here is also, do I start Garrett Wilson with bad potential weather? Yeah, I'm still starting him up. Again, as you guys can see with my current rankings, unless there is, and we're going to obviously, we'll keep it monitored over the course of today's live stream, but if like in an hour, we see that it's raining, right? I don't want to make the definitive statement that yes, at 9 a.m., 1 hour before the game starts, we can't start him, right? We're going to wait until that last 10 minutes before the games go to take a look at the weather in those games. I'll get live looks via Twitter. I know there are people at the games that are probably in this community that or live in the areas, whether it's New York, in Buffalo and all that kind of jazz. So we'll get an idea as to what the weather looks like. And at that point, we can make definitive statements. But for right now, yes, we are starting them. Thank you, J-Bo. Appreciate it. Sebastian Alex, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. It says, half PPR, start 1 wide receiver and 2 flex options going into the given week. All right, so we have Mike Williams, Juju Smith-Schuster, Michael Gallup, Travis Homer, Jerick McKinnon, and Chuba Hubbard. Okay, so I think Mike Williams number 1 for sure. Out of the other options, okay, so Mike Williams is your wide receiver. I'm gonna go Juju in the flex, and then I'm questioning whether I should. Yeah, it's probably Homer there at the other flex. I don't love it because I'd like to play another option. McKinnon and Hubbard aren't consistent enough for me to establish for sure that you have to play them, and neither is Gallup because again, Gallup, based on last week's performance and already this season alone, he's going to be touchdown dependent in a lot of scenarios that he's going to be related in. So at this point, I'll probably just say Mike Williams, Juju, and Homer in that capacity. Sebastian, thank you. Vanel, thank you very much. It says full PPR, Gabe Davis, Mike Williams, Pickens. I'll take Mike Williams there. I did see someone in the live chat a little bit earlier saying, why is Gabe Davis not on screen? Again, I have avoided Gabe Davis in my wide receiver top 36 rankings in the last 2 consecutive weeks. So we are in a situation here where we truly can't trust him unless you are in a really dire situation. I have him in my top 45 wide receivers. Don't get me wrong. He's in the near conversation. It's not an established point to where I can trust him enough to where I can start him over the available options that I have on screen though. Somebody in the chat, Michael, I was saying DPJ or Corey Davis. The only reason I would ever play DPJ over Corey Davis this week is if in fact Amari Cooper was to potentially be out because of the hip injury, and in that pregame warm-up, they were to deem that he wasn't healthy to play. At that point, I would play DJ P over Corey Davis. Outside of that, I'm going Corey. Thank you. All right, back to a couple of these super chats. Let's see here. Be grateful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It says non-PPR Wilson, Williams, Sanders, Knight. I need 3. Okay. So of the available players that you've mentioned, I will absolutely play Miles Sanders first and foremost, Jamaal Williams second. Let's go Garrett Wilson third. I will be benching Zonovan Knight in that capacity in a standard scoring format. As for your follow-up question, also drop Conklin or Hill to pick up Bellinger. Thanks, brother. If I was to drop one of the two, I would probably drop Conklin. The fact that we saw a lot of utilization of CJ Uzomah in the receiving game gives me a little bit of an indication that maybe they want to use more 12 personnel, more 2 tight end sets, and if in fact they're going to approach as such and or utilize Uzomah more, than they have earlier in the season. I mean, they paid him pretty big money to come over. They really haven't utilized him. It could definitely impact Conklin's baseline. So yeah, we'll drop Conklin there to pick up Bellinger from the New York Giants. Thank you. Kadeem Ellington, thank you very much for the super chat. Says full PPR, pick 3. We have Knight, we have Cook, we have Gallup, we have Homer. In a full PPR scoring format, Knight and Cook, in my opinion, and probably Homer. Yeah, I probably start all 3 of them, to be totally honest. I probably start all 3 running backs, and I leave Gallup on the bench. Listen, don't get me wrong. There's a chance that Michael Gallup can come in and score, but in terms of guaranteed touches, especially in a contest that should be a one-sided affair, or we're primarily expecting it to be as such, I think these running backs have a lot higher potential for success, touches, and of course fantasy points at the end of the week. Let's see here. Lucio in the live chat was saying, "Hey guys, half PPR, Rachaad White or Dameon Pierce." Again, for those of you who are joining us, good morning. Whether it is across the world or somewhere in the U.S., I don't know. Good morning. What's up? At the current moment, the rankings on screen are up to date as of this morning for a half PPR scoring format. So primarily to answer your question, I would play Rachaad White technically over a guy like Dameon Pierce going into the week. So if you guys have half PPR questions with an intrapositional, that is on screen. If in fact you have a flex related question like a running back versus a tight end versus a wide receiver, I'll try to get to that question. Again, there's a lot of you in one of me, so hopefully by proxy of answering somebody else's question, I can get to your question. Otherwise, you guys can converse in the chat and kind of get it going in that regard. I appreciate it. Thank you. So moving on to KZR Golf says, pick 2 PPR, Godwin, Cooper, Swift, Etienne, must use running back. Okay, cool. So if we have to play a running back here, I'm going to play Swift at the running back position going up against the Minnesota Vikings. And then I would play Chris Godwin as the follow-up there. So Godwin and Swift. Cooper, of course, dealing with the injury. Questionable to play. Etienne against the Titans. I'd feel much more comfortable with the Swift-Godwin combination there. Thank you. Daniel Chavez, thank you very much. Says PPR, pick 1. So choose 2. Okay, so PPR. Okay, so question 1, actually. It's not pick 1. It's question 1. Choose 2 between Barkley, Breida, if Saquon sits out theoretically, Jeff Wilson, Rachaad White, James Cook, Travis Homer. Yeah, so Barkley for sure. If he's active, he plays. And then you would also join that with Jeff Wilson Jr. Now, if in fact we get into a situation where Barkley is inactive, I would play Breida with Jeff Wilson still. I'm not even interested in... Actually, let me think about this. In a full PPR score, it is full PPR. Okay, at that point, forget the Breida. If Barkley is out in your current circumstance, I would then play Jeff Wilson with Rachaad White in a full PPR. Thank you. Now, as for your second question here, choose 3. A wide receiver 1 and 2 in a flex. We have Chase, we have Keenan Allen, we have Judy, we have A.J. Brown. Yeah, I'm playing Chase, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown. I'm playing my studs. I'm not worried about Judy at this current moment. Thank you. Appreciate it, Daniel. Carlo, thank you very much. Says, pick 2 in a full PPR scoring format. Okay, we have Jeff Wilson, Pacheco, we have Homer, we have Singletary, we have James Cook. Happy Sunday, sir. Happy Sunday to you as well. All right, so of the available players you have here, Pacheco is the one that I would like to play first and foremost. I'm considering Singletary in a full PPR, but because of James Cook's and, of course, Nyheim Hines' recent utilization within the offense and as receiving threats, I'll play Jeff Wilson instead. So we'll go Pacheco, Jeff Wilson there, Carlo. Thank you. Kepler, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very generous. Sends in a question, says, lineup advice this week. Starting Tua, Lamb, Higgins, and Chubb, followed by Jeff Wilson Jr., Kelsey, D'Onta Foreman. All right, pretty solid roster to say across the board there. The bench currently consists of Deshaun Watson, Mike Williams, Ayuk, Zonovan Knight, and James Cook in a full PPR. Any changes to be made? Let's see here. So you have Jeff Wilson with Chubb, Foreman. Okay, so the only question I have is where... Okay, let me go find my full PPR wide receiver, or actually my flex rankings, not even wide receiver. Okay, let's see where I have Mike Williams in comparison to those running backs, because that's purely what the question is in relation to. Okay, so... Yeah, I have in a full PPR, D'Onta Foreman and Jeff Wilson still ahead of Mike Williams. Let me go ahead. Let me see what else you had on roster there. You have Higgins, you have Lamb. You're still good to go there. Chubb. Yep. No, you're good to go there, Kepler. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Set the lineup. You're good to go. Thank you. Jan sends in a question. Says, hey, Andrew, flex Waddle or Pacheco in a full PPR scoring format? That one's tough. I think Pacheco is, over the last 2 weeks, really solidified himself as a dependable enough option to where you don't even have to stress playing him. And especially when we get into next week, just wait till next week, man. They play against Houston. They're going to be running through that defense quite easily, to be totally honest. But at this current moment, I'm playing Waddle there. In a full PPR scoring format, I'm playing Waddle. Any chance I get, especially with the secondary for the Chargers being, shorthanded this week, primarily because of the fact that their slot cornerback, I forget his name. Goodness gracious. Where's my injury report? Here it is on my Patreon. The Chargers. Okay, so Bryce Callahan was doubtful. We know Derwin James is officially not going to play. Sebastian Joseph Day is not going to play. I mean, those are 3 starters for that defense that are already out on a defense that already has troubles, right? And yeah, there's a lot of potential for success here for Waddle to get back on track. He wasn't on the injury report, had a full designation. I'm good with it. Justin sends in a question. Thank you. Says, who do you think has a bigger day, Jeff Wilson Jr. or D'Onta Foreman? Who has a? I mean, to be totally honest, they both have just as high of upside. That's why I have them back to back. I think there's a potential in which Raheem Mostert digs into Jeff Wilson's workload more than Chuba Hubbard does to Foreman. So at that point, I feel more comfortable with Foreman, and I expect him to have the better day. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an indication there. Moving on. JK says, Knight or ETN? I see that you have them ranked close, full PPR. In a full PPR, the gap widens between the two. I prefer Knight in a full PPR. Like I was mentioning earlier this week, whether it was the Tuesday rankings video and or the Friday must-start video, Mike White in his 5 starts of his career has targeted running backs 14 times per game. It is a ridiculous average. They typically have about 11 receptions and 99 yards per game in that 5-game span from his running backs. There is a lot of potential there. So it is difficult to sit ETN. I understand. And I know many of you are going to question the decision. Man, I cannot trust running backs versus Tennessee. They have burnt me far too often. There is not an impossibility in which Travis Etienne can come away with a good performance. He certainly can. A big run here or there, a rushing attempt in the red zone that locks in a touchdown absolutely wins him the week and makes him a great play. But when I'm balancing out the potential for success, especially in a full PPR between the two, I think Knight's just the better play overall. Let's see here. We had Justin with a follow-up question. Says Devontae Parker or Gabe Davis? At this current moment, let's go see here. Half PPR rankings. Where's my wide receiver? Okay, so wide receiver we have, where's Gabe Davis? Gabe Davis is there and Devontae Parker. Yeah, I have Gabe Davis ahead of Devontae Parker. I have Nelson Aguilar ahead of Gabe Davis, though. If that changes anything, maybe Nelson Aguilar is available in your league. I primarily have that because when I have looked at the games in which Jacoby Myers has not been active, and we're in a situation currently where he's not active, and Byron Murphy for the Arizona Cardinals, the primary nickel back, the primary slot cornerback, he is not active as well. There is a situation in regards to that to where I'm willing to take advantage of Nelson Aguilar because he primarily is utilized in the slot position. The last game in which Jacoby Myers was not active, I think that was week 4 against Green Bay. I mean, Nelson Aguilar played in the slot I think he was playing in the slot 70% of the time, a crazy high number. So we're in a spot there where if that's an option, go for it. Otherwise, you play Gabe Davis. David Ramos, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Says Barkley confirmed the will play. Awesome. Hopefully, Barkley can stay healthy. I know there was a 50-50 shot of him potentially not playing this morning. I was confident that he was going to, be able to work through that, even though there was a lot of doubt in the air. But we're in a good spot, hopefully. We just got to keep the man healthy. All right, AMC Machine sends in a question, says, I'm fighting for my playoffs. I'm fighting for my life. In a must-win week, I need 2.5 PPR scoring format. These are the available options. We have Homer, we have DPJ, we have McKenzie, we have Knight, we have Dobbins. Okay, of the available players, Zonovan Knight, number 1. And then I probably So conventional wisdom would say let's play another running back there in a half PPR and play Travis. But I think I kind of want to play DPJ there, to be totally honest. So I think I go DPJ and Zonovan Knight. Thank you, AMC. Appreciate it. Bacon says full PPR. Who should I flex? Ayuk, Judy, or Homer? Out of the group, I would play Judy. Thank you. Again, full PPR gives him a solidified 10 points there with the potential for upside. So yeah, I'm all in there. Alan was saying in the chat, defensive kicker rankings. We will once again mention those at 8:30 p.m. 8:30 a.m. not p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So in about 13 minutes, I'll go ahead and I'll mention those top 10 rankings for each of those positions. Thank you. Rockout says, do you think DK plays? I think your autocorrect obviously butchered this message. Do you think DK plays? If not, Pickens or Knight? If you're playing in a half PPR scoring format, and let's say, for example, DK Metcalf is not active, at that point you would pivot to Knight. But I think 100% he's going to play. So I'm not really worried about that in any sort of capacity. Yeah, I mean, if you guys remember a couple weeks back, he went down with a knee injury. He had left that game. Many of us were worried about his injury. Next week, he comes back and absolutely blows up for a huge performance. DK Metcalf is a Terminator. That's what I've called him over the last 3 years now, and he'll continue to be the Terminator because he's just a machine. So yeah, we're playing him. Don't worry. Mark H says Travis Homer over Josh Palmer or DJ Chark in a full PPR. No, I would rather play both those options, but preferably I'd rather play DJ Chark over Travis Homer in a full PPR there and Josh Palmer. So DJ Chark's my suggestion there, Mark. I appreciate it. Thank you. Matt K says, can you talk about Jeff Wilson versus Najee Harris? The issue that I have with Najee Harris primarily, again, like I've mentioned earlier this week, guys, is the fact that the Baltimore Ravens run-stopping defense is one of the best in the league and has absolutely dominated against opposing running backs over the course of the last month here. Recently, starting running backs, Latavius, 47 rushing yards. JaMychal Hasty the week prior to that, 28 rushing yards on 12 attempts. D'Onta Foreman, 11 attempts, 24 yards. The week prior to that, Alvin Kamara, 9 attempts for 30 yards. The weeks prior to that, we had Rachaad White, 4 for 19, and Leonard Fournette, 9 for 24. They haven't given up a 50-plus yard rusher in a singular backfield to one running back in quite literally since week 7, which was Nick Chubb. And of course, Nick Chubb's going to get the job done. But when we're talking about talent at the running back position, I don't know if Najee Harris is going to be given enough of an opportunity. And if, in fact, the matchup is close enough, maybe he breaks out a run. But I think that run-stopping defense, especially with the acquisition of Roquan Smith during the midseason trades, really has made a difference there for that run-stopping defense and kind of scares me away from it. While in comparison, when you look at Jeff Wilson Jr. against all the missing pieces of the Chargers and the fact that they are the worst run-stopping defense over the last 2 seasons, 2021 and 2022, when you combine it all, and especially this year, the second worst, it is tough to not play him there. So that's kind of the position I'm in. As to your follow-up question, also, I have Zay Jones as a flex option instead. No. I'm playing Jeff Wilson there. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. Joel Garza. Let's see here. Where are we at, Garza? Where art thou? Wait a minute. That's my Windows key. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. Says pick 2 in a full PPR. Waddle, D-Hop, or Mike Williams. Yeah, I'm playing Waddle and D-Hop there for sure. And if I'm playing Tua and or Herbert, at this point, I can split hairs between the two. Considering you're already playing Waddle, I mean, I kind of feel comfortable just rolling Tua and just rolling the stack at that point, just to cheer for one team. But ultimately, like you can see on screen, I have Herbert ahead of him just slightly. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joel. Let's see here. Daryl Bottoms, thank you very much. Long time no see, Daryl. That name is very familiar. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Full PPR, flex, James Cook or Travis Homer. In a full PPR at that point, I think I'm going to probably play James Cook. I'll probably play James Cook there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dylan says, full PPR, DPJ or Dulcich. That's actually a good one. So I'd feel a little bit more confident if Dulcich had a little bit more consistency over the last couple weeks. For right now, I'm going to go DPJ. I know Andrew Beck, their number 2 tight end in Denver, is out, and that could lean in, potentially him getting more targets. I know Cortland Sutton is out, but at the moment, I think DPJ is probably the better play overall. there. Thank you. Appreciate it. As for your follow-up, Cousins over Geno. Why Cousins over Geno? Primarily because, I mean, the Detroit Lions, they're not great. Now, Geno Smith has been extremely consistent. I'll give him that. But without a running game and, the potential in which DK Metcalf's a little bit, questionable, and the fact that Geno Smith was dealing with a couple shoulder injuries, he's kind of moved down a little bit in my rankings as the week has progressed. Cousins, on the other hand, again, has dominated against the Detroit Lions over the last couple years now. So I think they have their number and will certainly be able to cash in on it once again today. Napa sends in a question, says, win and get into my playoffs. We have a full PPR question. I need to pick a running back and a flex. We have Bam Knight, we have Homer, we have DJ Chark, and we have Thielen. In a full PPR, I would play Bam Knight in the running back position. I would play Chark in the flex. You're good to go there. I appreciate it. Thank you. And you say that you have Cousins at quarterback. I mean, can you trust Thielen? That's the question. I think that DJ Chark and Thielen, like you guys can see in terms of my rankings, they are almost the identical receiver. In a full PPR, I think there's just more potential target volume for DJ Chark in comparison. In a half PPR, I think there's a little bit more touchdown upside that gives favor for Adam Thielen's projection in my mind. So that's why I'm kind of in a full PPR leaning towards Chark, while on the other end of the spectrum, if it was a half PPR, I would suggest Thielen. But hey, considering I have them next to each other and you have Cousins going, why not just stack them and just hope for the best, right? Appreciate it. Thank you. Matha sends in a question, says, hey, Andrew, Barkley is active. Him or Sanders? I'm still playing Sanders there. Again, these are both Penn State running backs. They both played in the same backfield once. These are both really talented players. But the fact that Miles Sanders has an opportunity of taking on that awful New York Giants run-stop defense, this is going to be a very advantageous game for him. Again, I'm going to use that word. I love using it. You guys know that. I think Miles Sanders is an automatic there. It's just a given. So yes, I will play that, and especially considering, the comparison of offensive lines on top of the fact, like there's still two starters from the New York Giants offensive line that is still injured and out. Like that is something that is going to play a big difference, especially now that you're playing up against the Philadelphia Eagles, who most recently brought in Linval Joseph, Ndamukong Suh, their rookie defensive tackle. What is his name? Is it Jordan Davis? I don't remember his full name. He's back. They've got themselves a little bit of a resupplied defensive line and group that could certainly help stop the run. So yeah, we'll play Sanders there. Anthony, thank you very much. Says full PPR flex, Etienne, Mike Williams, Rashad White. Out of the group, I would play Mike Williams. Thank you. Devin sends a question. Devin Gutierrez says, full PPR, do I start Waddle, Swift, or Sanders? Wow. I think in a full PPR, I play Swift there out of the group. Swift has had 14 targets in the last 2 games, only 8 receptions, but I think that target number continues to stay at the same capacity. And as we've gotten into this position, we're probably in a spot here where Swift continues his momentum, scored 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games on the goal line. I think we're in a good spot here for Swift. Someone was saying, where the heck is that? All right, I missed the question. Where did it go? I saw a question. Oh, it was from Solo. What did he say? You a Penn State fan, Andrew? No, I just know that they both went to Penn State. I mean, I've done my fair share off-season research, when they were coming out as rookies. So that's just something that's kind of been lodged in the memory bank for as far as I can remember. Because I remember when Miles Sanders was coming out the year after, everyone was like, he's the next Saquon. And I'm like, are we sure about that? He's the next Saquon? Like, is that an actual thing? But anyway, thank you very much, Devin. Appreciate it. Kate Elliott, thank you very much. Says, good morning, Andrew. 2 questions for today. We have to pick in a PPR. We're picking 2 here. Marquise Hollywood Brown, T. Higgins, Jamaal Williams. If we're picking out of those 3, I'll play both the wide receivers. Give me Marquise Hollywood Brown. Give me T. Higgins. We would sit Jamaal Williams in that capacity. As for your follow-up question, half PPR, drop Gus Edwards for Chuba Hubbard. Yes, I would do that. White is the only other RB playing. Yeah, let's do that. I'm all for it. With J.K. Dobbins back, I think that backfield's a little bit of a mess, but I don't think that Gus Edwards probably gets too much of a primary workload. I think that's going to be a game in which Tyler Huntley is going to be throwing for majority of the contest. So I'll make the switch for Chuba there. Thank you. DZ Dalit says, standard league, flex position, Homer, Deontay Johnson, DJ Chark. Out of the group, I'm probably still playing Chark there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Marvin Lewis, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Says, good morning, Andrew. Start one and then 1 in the flex. Okay, cool. So we have picking 2 out of these 3 options. We have Elliott, we have Swift, and we have Pacheco. I am playing Elliott and Swift. I love Pacheco. Don't get me wrong. You see how high he is ranked, but in comparison to those two other options in the matchups that they currently have, Elliott versus Houston, Swift versus Minnesota, I think those are just far too giving of matchups for us not to take advantage of it there, Marvin. Appreciate it. Thank you. Saud Bakari, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well, my man. Says full PPR. Point per first down as well. We have Jamaal Williams, Etienne, Knight, Rachaad White, and James Cook. That makes a huge difference. A full point per first down. Okay, I'm actually curious because I don't have an actual stat line in regards to point per first down. So I don't even know how much like a normal week looks like for Jamaal Williams in terms of first downs. Let me see if I can find one on the internet though. I might be able to. I found one. Okay. So last week, Jamaal Williams. Okay. So over the course of the last month, right? Jamaal Williams first downs 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. So he's getting about a touchdown per game in terms of first downs alone. So with that being taken into account, he probably is the RB that you play because I don't think anybody else is running the ball as much as him in terms of that kind of capacity, especially on those, 3rd and short, 4th and 1 kind of opportunities. He probably kind of, sets the tone there. In terms of your follow-up option, in a full PPR scoring format, I'm playing Knight there to follow it up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sam sends in a question. What's up, Sam? Hope you're doing well. Says, hey, Andrew, fighting for my life right now. All right, I got you. In about 2 minutes, guys, by the way, we're gonna talk about kicker and defense rankings, okay? Thank you. Appreciate the patience. If you guys have not yet already, while we are waiting for that, click the like button down below. I greatly appreciate it. We'll get to you guys in just a moment. Let's see here. So with Sam saying, okay, when to get into the playoffs, I need a running back and a flex for this week in a full PPR scoring format. We have Pierce, we have Pickens, we have White, we have Pirine, and we have Homer. In a full PPR scoring format, I will most likely lean towards playing. Okay, so there's a lot of risk here, but I've taken into account with the applied potential for risk. I'm pretty sure I'm playing Rachaad White and George Pickens there in a full PPR at your flex and running back. I think Damian Pierce, again, I just want to avoid it. I think in a full PPR, the potential in which Rachaad White presents, especially considering the guarantee there in terms of opportunity, in terms of the receiving game from Tom Brady to his running backs, Fournette being a little bit questionable going into the week, Rachaad White should be able to dominate in terms of that receiving threat option. Pickens should be a great play with Deontay Johnson pulling majority of the number one coverage. So I'll take Rachaad White and Pickens there. Thank you. Okay. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead. Again, reminder, the rankings on screen to the right of me are up to date as of this morning for a half PPR scoring format. Over the course of today's live stream, we will update the rankings if in fact need be, whether it's some sort of information that is released in regards to injuries and or potential weather concerns, anything of that nature. Otherwise, I've taken everything into account that I possibly can in relation to the players are on screen. So if you have any interpositional questions for a half PPR or a 4-point per passing touchdown league, hopefully the rankings on screen will help you out with that. Also, if you are on mobile and you're not at home, the rankings are also in the description of the video, so you can go ahead and scroll down there, and I have a massive list of all these players lined up if you can't see it on your mobile device. Outside of that, if you guys have not yet already, click the like button down below. Greatly appreciate it. Let's talk about kicker and defense ranking, shall we? So going into this week, we have a question here of kickers and defenses, huh? All right, so top 11 defenses. I know it's an odd number, but I don't like 12 and on. It's just kind of a mess. Number 1, we have the Dallas Cowboys defense. Number 2 is Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Number 4, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8 is the Seattle Seahawks, Number 9, we have the New England Patriots. Number 10 is the Tennessee Titans. Number 11 is Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if I was to pick a 12, it would be between a random combination of going with Miami, Arizona, New York Jets, Carolina. You could play any of those 4 defenses. I just don't know which one is going to score the most points. So we just we leave it up to you if you are at that kind of a position. As for top 12 kickers, we're talking about guys like Jason Myers, Brett Maher, Evan McPherson, Harrison Butker, Justin Tucker, Tyler Bass, Robbie Gould, Cameron Dicker, Jason Sanders, Michael Badgley, Graham Gano, and Chris Boswell. Thank you. All right, guys. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of context. I appreciate it. We should be good to go there, right? Okay, awesome. So let me see here. After Sam's question that was sent in there, we had Laurie, thank you very much, says full PPR, starting Tua, Stevenson, Tyreek, and Muth. Also have J. Will, Knight, Rashad White, DPJ, Palmer, and Pickens. Who plays this week? Okay, so assuming you have to start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex, okay, and you already have Stevenson, Tyreek, and Muth. Okay, so those are your primary 3. J. Will is the next running back that you play there alongside Stevenson. The other wide receiver that you play alongside Tyreek Hill is going to be, would technically be George Pickens. And then the flex this week would be Zonovan Knight. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Illage sends in a question. Thank you very much. Says full PPR Gabe Davis or Chigoziem Okonkwo. All righty. Of the 2, I'm probably just going to play Gabriel Davis there. I think Chigoziem Okonkwo probably gets himself like 3 or 4 catches for 30, 40 yards. Probably gets himself like 6 or 7 fantasy points. He could score a touchdown, just not a guarantee, especially when we compare him to Gabriel Davis, who certainly has more touchdown upside within the offense. So I like Chigoziem Okonkwo. I don't think we can play him over Gabe Davis this week. Thank you. Blake Crisp says, love the content. Thank you very much, Blake. I appreciate that. Half PPR, Evans or Knight for this week. Also, how do you feel about Hardman rest season? When Hardman comes back, I think his role is immediately picked back up, and he should be a fantasy value, with Kadarius Toney being injured over the last couple of weeks with that hamstring and not being able to reestablish, some sort of fantasy value for his own presence. It seems to me like the void of Mecole Hardman has been felt over the last couple of weeks, and once he returns, he certainly will be a valuable prospect there. It's just a matter of hopefully him returning sooner rather than later. As for your prior question, Evans or Knight, I'm probably just going to play Knight there. I like Evans, but in a half PPR, it's just tough to roll him out there at the moment. Thank you. Donahue Brown, thank you very much. Donahue says, bench 1, Swift, Foreman, or Wilson? In a PPR scoring format. Goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna sit Wilson there. I'll play Swift and I'll play Foreman. I appreciate it, Donahue. Appreciate it, man. Alrighty. What do we have here? Alrighty, that's cool. Let's go ahead and do that. And what the heck is that? Okay, cool. Awesome. So we had Leo send in a question. Leo says, PPR. Wait, whoa. Why did I do that? Okay, there it is. PPR. You like Zonovan Knight or James Cook more rest season? At the moment, I would probably, based on upcoming schedules off the top of my head, I'd probably still rather play Zonovan Knight going forward there. Primarily because we're in a situation where the likelihood of Zonovan Knight getting himself more RB1 opportunity is there in my mind. I mean, it could be completely wrong, and James Cook comes out for another consecutive week and has 20 touches, but I think the likelihood of that with Singletary and Nyheim Hines back there is lower as we progress. Derek sends in a question, says, risk Barkley re-injury or start Foreman? Again, if Barkley's active, it's difficult for me not to start him. I think he's just got so much potential for upside. It is difficult. I think the organization is smart enough as a team who could potentially make the playoffs to not risk his health if they knew that there was potential for re-injury and or the opportunity of him leaving that game early and risking, missing more time for the remainder of the year. I mean, the offense runs through him primarily, right? So I think they're smart enough to where they know that they can trust that he'll be fine this game. So I'm going to play Barkley there. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. Frank Grillo, what's up, man? Says, pick 1 for the flex. We have Evans, Singletary, Etienne. Out of the group, I feel most comfortable probably playing Singletary there. As for the follow-up, Dak or Herbert, I will play Herbert because, again, Dak is probably going to be in a situation where he leaves that game relatively early with not too many, stats overall across the board where we're thinking, he's an automatic over Herbert with the return of his, offensive lineman, Mike Williams, and in a situation where his defense should be giving up a lot of points, which forces him to have to throw for the entirety of the day. Thank you, Frank. Drew F says, howdy, flex 1. Contrary to your rankings, I'm leaning Johnson. Which Johnson? Please talk me off the ledge. Half PPR. You're talking about Deontay Johnson? Why do we want to play Deontay Johnson? What has Deontay Johnson done? Sure, listen, don't get me wrong. He's gotten targets. Targets are beautiful, right? They lead to success. But the fact of the matter is the target accuracy, the target quality is not high enough with Kenny Pickett to be a play there. Now, in comparison to guys like Michael Carter, Gus Edwards, Zay Jones, I mean, I'm probably playing Zay there out of the group. I purely am. If I have to play another one, it's probably Michael Carter before Gus Edwards. But at the moment, I've seen what Deontay Johnson can perform for us. And if he wants to have himself one good week here and you have a gut feeling about it, go for it, right? I'm not gonna talk you away from the gut feeling, but I'll just give you, cold hard facts. Deontay Johnson this season just this season, these are his half PPR fantasy ranks all season long at the end of a single week, right? So he was 41, 43, 33, 70, 37, 47, 46, 52, 41, 61, 54, 38. Out of a top, however many wide receivers played in those given weeks. He's never been in the top 30 this whole season. Deontay Johnson, I know you want to hold on for hope, but it's not there, man. It's not there, unfortunately. So I go Zay. Brian M says full PPR, super flex, start 2, Mike White, Ayuk, or Judy. Yeah, I'm going to play Mike White with Judy there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Michael, carry on. Michael, where is your question, my man? Michael, carry on. Says, pick one in a full PPR, Jamal or Bam. Man, that's a tough one. I think I probably play Jamaal Williams purely based off of the guarantee for fantasy points. Jamaal Williams has gone, 4 or 5 consecutive weeks here with a rushing touchdown. If he's going to get me 10 fantasy points, and that's a given, if not potentially have the upside of getting a second rushing touchdown and, be someone that could immediately score 16 in a given week, it's hard for me to pass up on that opportunity, even with the way that I've, kind of really given the strongest potential argument for Bam Knight over the week. So I think, it's just difficult to not start Jamaal Williams in that context. Makai Collins was saying, what are your 2 picks that you like on Prize Pick board today? Well, you know what, Makai? I'm glad you asked. All right, so as of this week, don't forget, via Prize Picks, for those of you who haven't yet already checked them out, they have a play in regards to Justin Herbert going more than 0.5 passing yards. You can take advantage of that right now before the games begin. But going into today's play, let me go ahead and find the screenshot. My favorite play of the week, I went ahead and I put Justin Herbert in this, okay? It's 6 legs, okay? So, don't be scared. All right? We have a 6-leg potential entry, $20 to win 500, okay? I know it's a little crazy, but just hear me out. Justin Herbert's an automatic. Great. Fantastic. Jalen Waddle, with no Bryce Callahan there, I think it's an automatic for him to go over 63.5 receiving yards. I know last week was a little bit of a rough trot for them. He was obviously injured, played 50% of the offensive snaps. He'll get back on track. He's been able to crush that number. I think, 8 out of the last 10 games with Tua? Pretty good overall solid start there. Now, as for Chris Godwin, he's been able to get himself 6 or more receptions in 5 consecutive games. Again, he's got himself 10-plus targets in 8 out of the last 9. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a little bit sketchy. I know it's a really high number at 84.5, but listen, I'm all in on Amon-Ra St. Brown. You guys know how much I love him. Derrick Henry hasn't scored a touchdown in a couple weeks. He'll be able to, right the ship there. Ezekiel Elliott has scored a touchdown in 5 consecutive games they play against Houston today. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at. You can play 2 of these players, but at the moment, that's kind of the madness that I've built via Prize Picks as of this week. Thank you very much. If you guys haven't checked that out, there's a link in the description. You can use promo code Andrew, put together entries for the NBA, NHL, MMA last night. There was a couple that I thought were going to end a little bit earlier than they did, so Andrew didn't find too much success there, but hey, maybe you can. Maybe you guys know more about it, but check that out today. You can go ahead and put together some entries, win some money, and of course, take advantage of that Justin Herbert potential selection. Okay, let's see here. We have a question from Be Grateful. He says, keep Hill and Conklin or get Bellinger for Hill. I mean, you got to start someone this week, right? So I would, at that point, if you're in a win to get in situation, you got to probably pivot from Hill and get Bellinger and keep going. Hill was good last week, mainly because Juwan Johnson was out. I don't think Juwan Johnson will be out once they come back from the bye week. So I don't mind pivoting, moving Hill and getting Bellinger just to have a tight end that's potentially of value this week. Sergio Soto says, pick 2, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Mike Evans, and or Amari Cooper. If Amari Cooper is active and he's ready to go, I'm playing him alongside Marquise Hollywood-Brown this week. Thank you. Eric Powell says, Gainwell or Giant Killer Boston Scott. That's a really good one. I like that. At this point, so theoretically, right, both of them could be great. Don't get me wrong. They very easily could be. The issue that I have with the overall Boston Scott play is that we have to get into a position where the score is a 3 3-touchdown lead for him to start getting carries. That's purely what this offense kind of revolves around. You're up 3 touchdowns. All right, get Boston Scott in there. Outside of that, it's tough. So I'll probably still lean towards Kenneth Gainwell because I know Kenneth Gainwell is going to get himself the receiving upside that he typically has on a weekly basis, on top of those, sneaky goal line rushing touchdowns that he quite frankly just steals. Appreciate it, Eric. Thank you. Garza sent in another one. Let's see here. Garza, where you at? Is there any new question here? I don't see anything, Garza. I think we took care of it. It was the Zay Jones, DPJ, okay, it's a different one. Full PPR, Zay Jones, DPJ, Corey Davis, Slayton, pick one. Look, at this point, let me cross-reference some things. Let's go and let's look at the weather here in the New York game. I'm pretty sure. Again, it's going to matter what it looks like in an hour from now instead of this current moment, because that was the trick that we obviously had to deal with a couple weeks back. Let's see here. So if we go to this game, let's see what we have here available. Who's inactive in this game? Is Matt Milano going to play? I think he's playing, right? Yeah, Matt Milano's going to play. That's fine. All right. I'm looking at the weather as of 17 minutes ago. I don't see any snow. I don't see any rain. I see people with shorts on and not athletes. So I think, yes, there's probably going to be that, 8-10 mile per hour winds, but it's not enough to scare me away from playing Corey Davis in that capacity. So to answer your question primarily, Garza, yeah, we're going to go Corey Davis out of the group. Thank you. Daryl Bottom says full PPR flex, James Cook or Homer. I'm going to play James Cook there. I think James Cook probably has a little bit more upside there in a full PPR format. Dylan says PPR, DPJ, or wait, no. That is an old question. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's go back to, there it is. Now I've updated the chat. Okay. I had to scroll back down. My apologies. Okay, so we took care of Garza there. We're awesome. All right, Sam sends in another question. Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate it. Hey, Andrew, completely forgot. James Cook is on my team. So here is my updated list for you to potentially look at. Okay, cool. So let's see here. What do we have? I need one running back and one flex. We have Dameon Pierce, James Cook, Rachaad White, Pickens, Homer, P. Ryan. In a full PPR, am I playing James Cook over him? I kind of think it's... I'm considering it. Here's the thing about James Cook, right? I want to hope that he can be the guy. I just can't guarantee that he'll do it. Man, that's actually a tough one. I think I think probably the way to go here is to go Rachaad White and James Cook there at that capacity and not play George Pickens. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now, Sam. We go James Cook and we go Rachaad White. Terry Smith has sends in a question. Thank you very much, Terry. I appreciate that. Thank you. It says flex. Why is this happening? Can I just pivot this? There we go. I need another monitor. Andrew's got to buy another monitor because having two yeah, I need a third one. For this computer specifically, I need a third one. Alrighty. Terry Smith says, flex and wide receiver 2 are open in a 12-team full PPR. I need a win to make the playoffs. Love your content, by the way. But my opinions are Najee, Homer, Gabe Davis. Sorry, my options. I think you meant options, not opinions, right? My options are Najee, Homer, Gabe Davis, Corey Davis, Deontay Johnson. Curious why you didn't like Gabe Davis. Thanks. Gabe Davis is really volatile. His inconsistency of play, his inconsistency to score enough fantasy points for him to be a relevant option on a weekly basis scares the living crap out of me. And because of that, it is really difficult to objectively suggest him in a lot of scenarios. So of the group of players that you have in a full PPR scoring format, I'm probably playing Najee Harris alongside of Corey Davis this week. And that's probably the direction I go in. I don't mind you wanting to play Gabe Davis, with Corey Davis and then just sit Najee, but I think it's too difficult based on his target counts and his dependency of having a deep receiving touchdown and or a huge yardage count for him to save his day. I think over the course of last month, I've kind of learned my lesson with Gabe Davis. If he wants to have himself a great week, so be it. But I can't suggest it. Not over the other options you have. I'll take Najee and I'll take Corey. Thank you. Joel sends in a question. Joel says, Rachaad White or Mike Williams this week with Lenny in or out? I think Lenny's going to be active today based on what I've read in terms of what Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network said earlier this morning. So I'll take Mike Williams there. Thank you. Markel Adams says, do you still play Barkley today? If he's hurt, or just play Jeff Wilson? Again, like I was mentioning in regards to the prior question that I was fielded with, do I still play Barkley or do I play Foreman? Again, if Barkley's active, it's very difficult for me not to start him out there. So I'm going to play Barkley this week. Thank you. James sends in a question, says, half PPR, Hollywood or Rachaad White? I will take Hollywood Brown in that regard. Thank you. Ash Davis says, good morning, Andrew. Throwing a Hail Mary to enter the playoffs. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Am I making a mistake by starting Raheem Mostert and Rachaad White over Etienne? I think the Rachaad White one could be a little bit, I would consider that not objectively a mistake, but in terms of what we're expecting in a half PPR, wait, what was the scoring format? Wasn't mentioned. Okay. If it's a full PPR, I'm fine with it. If it's a half PPR, I'm a little bit less inclined to play Rachaad White there in comparison to an Etienne. So that's the only thing that I would suggest, Ash, pivoting. Follow up, starting Okonkwo for the Titans or over Fant? No, I think I'm playing Fant. I'm actually curious. Can someone confirm if Will Disley's active today? Because that'd be pretty relevant information. Let me see here. Let's go look at the injury report. I know he was limited on Friday and Thursday, but I don't know if he's active. I mean, even if he is, I'd probably still play Fant. But I think that could even make Fant an even better play in the given week. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Somebody in the chat was just asking, Andrew, defense rankings yet? Mike, in 11 minutes. So at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will mention defense kicker rankings once again. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see here. Michael Barton. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. Says, Justin, Homer expected to play a larger role. I mean, I hope so. Again, he's expected to play a larger role. That's great. A couple weeks ago, I heard, Andy Reid come out and say Isiah Pacheco is going to be the starter this week. He had 4 rushing attempts in that week. Like there's only so much that I can listen to in terms of like media and all that kind of jazz, and 100% take their word for it. I'm going to play Travis Homer as an RB2 lower end. And if he locks in based on the available sequence that we have on screen to your starting roster, then so be it. We roll with him. But I don't know if a report like that is going to convince me. Now, it's just tough. It's just tough because we know that there's other running backs in that backfield. We know that they are still considering other guys as game time decisions, and that they're going to use Tony Jones Jr. It's just a matter of how effective that running game is. Appreciate it. Thank you, Michael Barton. Jorge Perez. Let's see here, Jorge. Where are you at, my man? Jorge Perez. All right, Jorge. It says, full PPR. I need help with my quarterback, wide receiver, and flex. Thinking of starting Goff over Brady. I mean, you should. Okay. Wide receiver are Evans and Mike Williams. My other wide receiver are on bye this week, so I play Williams over Evans. I could pick up Woods, McKenzie, Hinton, Chris Moore, MVS, Marshall, Devontae Parker, Dortch. At this moment, I'm very comfortable playing Goff at quarterback and Evans and Mike Williams at your wide receivers there this week. And just roll with it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anthony Ramos in the chat was saying, you don't like Conklin? I don't love Conklin. Look, here's the thing about the tight end position, right? We know for a fact if you want to finish as a top 12 tight end, you got to score a touchdown and or have over 70 receiving yards. Those are the averages, right? If you look over the course of the last 3 seasons, that is typically what is shown. You either got to score a touchdown or you got to have 70 plus receiving yards in that game in a half PPR scoring format. In a full PPR, a little bit less. But either way, the thought process is if Conklin is going to be playing against the Bills, which again, haven't given up a touchdown to an opposing tight end in quite some time, on top of the fact that in terms of coverage, Jordan Poyer is probably going to be locking him up for a good amount of time, and you get more utilization from CJ Uzomah. It's just tough to trust it there. Ronald Berry says half PPR drop one Fields, Lamar, or Goff. If you got to drop one, I mean, technically you have to drop Fields or Lamar, right? And at this moment, I probably just, goodness gracious. You're dropping Lamar there. You're keeping Fields. I'd rather have Fields rest season in comparison to Lamar. And considering you're dropping one, Ronald, you can't drop Goff. You got to play him this week, right? So, Difficult decision, but that's the scenario you're in. Philip Dotson in the chat was saying Marquise Brown or Najee. I'll probably play Marquise Brown there. Yeah, I will. Andrea Stewart in the chat was saying, hey, Andrew, full PPR. Should I start Najee Harris, Raheem Mostert, DJ Moore, or Latavius Murray? In a full PPR scoring format, out of the group of players, I would feel most comfortable playing DJ Moore. I mentioned this on yesterday's stream, and I'll go ahead and once again kind of divulge a little bit of information about DJ Moore. In the 12 games he has played with a starting Sam Darnold, I almost said Sam Bradford, by the way. Sam Darnold, he has averaged 12.49 fantasy points per game in a half PPR. It's obviously upticked in a full PPR. Last week, he had his highest ADOT of the season, 26 yards. His closest reception to the line of scrimmage was 14 yards away. On top of it, he garnered a 57% target share. The script in my brain is trying to spit out too many words at a time. I think DJ Moore is in a really good spot. I know the coverage in Seattle has played pretty well, but of the group of players, and especially the full PPR capacity, I'll take DJ Moore there. Alan Cromer sends in a question, says, hey, Andrew, Mike White or Huntley in a standard? I will take Huntley there this week. It is shifted as the week has progressed. I like them both, but I'll take Huntley. Dave Sports says, or Dave Ports, my apology. PPR, I always do that, Dave. My bad. PPR, Thielen, Hunt, or Latavius Murray, pick one. Out of the group, I'll take Latavius Murray there. Thank you. Paul sends in a question, says, hey, Andrew, in a full PPR, how confident are you with Jeff Wilson this week? I know last week was a burn, dude. I know. It was tough. I think 0.7 points was, it is going to scar me for life that actually happened, but it was unpredictable, right? There wasn't really anything that could have predicted 0.7 points. Like if you got 5.7, I could have lived with it, but 0.7, that's ridiculous, right? So at the moment, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, what are your other options? Zonovan Knight is your other option. Okay, so yeah, if it's between him and Zonovan Knight, yes, I'm still going to play Jeff Wilson Jr. in the given week. As for your follow-up question, should you play Ayuk or Homer? I'm probably in a full PPR, I'm probably playing Ayuk. In a half standard, I'd probably play Homer there. Yeah, that's probably the situation that I'm kind of pivoting in. Again, all right, reminder, guys. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome, good morning. The rankings to the right side of the screen are up to date as of this morning for a half PPR scoring format. So if you have any questions in regards to interpositional rankings as to how I expect to see them kind of panning out at the end of the week, obviously I'm not 100% accurate. That's a given. We know that, right? There's unpredictability, there's injuries, and there's Andrew making mistakes. That's a given. But as to what I would do in this given week, if I was to start a lineup, I would rank it as such. Again, I've been answering questions for the last hour. We're going to continue to do that for the next hour plus here. In about 5 minutes from now, we'll be mentioning some kicker and defensive rankings going into this week. Again, if you guys haven't checked out Prize Picks, you can go ahead and do so today. Like I was mentioning earlier, we do have this as my current play as of today. It is, again, there's many legs to this, and I think the legs are long enough, and I think the strides are going to be there to put this one together for your boy. But we'll see. Again, you guys can check that out today. There's a link down in the description. Also, if you guys haven't done so, click the like button. Greatly appreciate that. It does help out the channel a lot, guys, in terms of boosting that algorithm and continuing to grow the channel so I can continue to bring you live streams every single Sunday morning and content every single day like I've done for the entirety of the season here. And until the remainder of the season to help you guys capture some championships. I'd greatly appreciate if you guys can click that button. Thank you. Alrighty. So Paul, yeah, we took care of that. We're good to go. I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. All right. Sportionary says, must win week. Chark, McKenzie, DeMarcus Robinson. I'll play DJ Chark there. Thank you. Appreciate it, my man. Nasty06 says half PPR, Brady or Goff. It says Brady or Golf. I'm going to assume you meant Goff. We'll take Goff there. Thank you. Sal says pick 2 in a half PPR scoring format. Jamal, Rashad, Pierce, Homer, Cook. Out of the group, half PPR. Like it says on screen, we will take Jamal and we will take Homer. Thank you. All Rise 99 says pick 2. Higgins, Waddle, Pacheco. In a standard scoring format. Also Goff or Cousins. I'll take Goff over Cousins. In a standard scoring format, I will most likely, let me think about this. Oh, wow, that's actually not easy. Higgins or Waddle in a standard. Man, that's tough. Okay. I know I'm playing Pacheco there for sure. I think I'd probably go Higgins and Pacheco. in a standard scoring format, hoping for touchdown upside there. But it's tough, man. That is certainly tough. Like, I want to start both wide receivers, but I'm afraid of Pacheco outscoring them because I know he's very capable of doing so, especially with the touchdown upside he's had as of late. So at the moment, we're in the position where I'm probably going Higgins and Pacheco there. Fatesky says, greetings and salutations, Andrew. What's up, man? Says, thanks for all the help over the years. Looking to lock the first seed in, full PPR. I need one running back and one flex. We have Latavius, we have Cook, we have Pickens, we have Zay Jones, we have Isaiah McKenzie. Okay, so of the group in a full PPR, Latavius Murray and George Pickens are the play. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alan Cromer says, Elliott or Chubb this week in a standard scoring format. I'm probably still playing Chubb there. I mean, quite frankly, they're both really good. I think Chubb probably has higher upside, though. That's just the thought process, because the points that Tony Pollard will effectively take away from Zeke today is the biggest difference maker. If it was Zeke by himself, there'd be no question. But at that point, yeah, we'll take Chubb over Elliott. Thank you. Let's see here. Be Grateful says, can you explain your tight end rankings? I mean, again, there's a whole video, kind of pronounced for that, right, throughout the week. So if you need an explanation in regards to why I have players in their current positions, it's going to be tough for me to go into every single one of them, right? So I would probably lean you in the direction of, hey, let's go watch that video and then kind of get a little bit of the idea as to where I'm kind of pivoting. Thank you. Let's see here. Puss Head, interesting name, says, hi, Andrew. Do you prefer Higgins or James Cook in a standard scoring format? I would rather play T. Higgins this week. Worried about T. Higgins being a decoy again? I don't think it'll be a decoy. Again, the target share will continue to go up. I'm not too worried about it. I think, especially going up against Cleveland, if Cleveland plays the way that they have over the course of the last 3 years against Cincinnati, it's going to be a pretty heavy passing game, and I think certainly we'll see a lot of utilization from Higgins. Thank you. Ryan Walton says PPR, Jeff Wilson Jr. or Rachaad White. I'll take Jeff Wilson Jr. there. Okay, so I know many of you in the chat are asking it. Let's go ahead and reference it one more time. Kicker and defensive rankings. Let's go ahead and talk about them. Here we go. We have top 11 defenses. Starting with our number 1, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 9, it is the New England Patriots. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. Number 11, Cincinnati Bengals. Now, you may be wondering, Andrew, why did you stop at 11? Because 12 is a 4-way tie between Miami, Arizona, Cleveland, Carolina, and the New York Jets. I don't know which one to choose there at 12. So you can go ahead and you can approach it with whatever you'd like. As for top 12 kickers, number 1, Jason Myers. Number 2, Brett Maher. Number 3, Evan McPherson. Number 4, Harrison Butker. Number 5, we have Justin Tucker. Number 6, Tyler Bass. Number 7, Robbie Gould. Number 8, Cameron Dicker. Number 9, Jason Sanders. Number 10, Michael Badgley. Number 11, Graham Gano. Number 12, Chris Boswell. Boswell coming off the IR. And, of course, supplanting Mike, I think it's Matthew, right? What was his name? I don't remember. He's gone now. He's off to the free agency. Someone's going to pick him up, though. I think he's played far too well this season. Again, looking from 4 minutes ago, the weather in Buffalo looking clean. No worries there. All right, moving on. Ryan Walton, we took care of your question. Chris Moraga says, flex, Rachaad White or Juju Smith-Schuster in a full PPR scoring format. I think Rachaad White is a stable 10 fantasy points there. Maximum. If he scores a touchdown, fantastic, beautiful. Juju, 5 catches, 50 yards, seems like a very, easily achievable day. Now with Patrick Surtain, could be difficult. Out of the two, let me see here. Where's my full PPR rankings? Now I'm kind of starting to doubt myself here. I have Juju there, and where do I have Rachaad White? I have Rachaad White 5 spots ahead of him in a full PPR in my flex rankings for this week on Patreon. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Chris All In, thank you very much, says, DeMarcus Robinson, DJ Chark, or Bam Knight in a full PPR. Ooh, let me see here. I'm pretty sure I have Zonovan Knight ahead of him, ahead of DJ Chark specifically. I can confirm this. Let's see here. Where do I have Zonovan Knight in my rankings? I have Zonovan Knight there, and I have DJ Chark. Yeah, I have I got him 10 spots ahead. So we'll take Zonovan Knight there. Thank you. Justin sends in a question, says, do you know if Byron Murphy, that wasn't even your fault. That was me. I mean, again, I keep talking about this dyslexia I got. I mean, sometimes I look at a word and I can clearly see there's a B and an M there, but I just swap it in my mind. I don't know why I do that. Byron Murphy, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out. I think the report that I saw from yesterday in specific, when I was putting together my injury report just to make sure everything was all systems go, yes, he's officially out as of the Arizona Cardinals official team website and their injury report. He is officially out for week 14 alongside Rondale Moore. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tony Telford says, morning, brother. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday, as always. That's it, Tony? You don't have any questions? Let me see here, Tony. Tony Telford. No questions? Okay, you had a follow-up question. Okay. Let's get to your follow-up question. Wait, no, we already did that, right? No, I don't think we have. Make or break says full PPR. Rank the lineup. We have Pollard, Stevenson with Goff, J-Jet, Lamb, Njoku, Godwin, KC defense, McPherson, Goff over Geno or Kyler. Yeah, I would play Goff over both Geno and Kyler. I would. So you're good to go there. As for your lineup, I mean, when you have Pollard, again, you know where he's ranked on screen along with Stevenson. You have Lamb, you have J-Jet. I mean, you got a bunch of top 10 options at all these positions, my man. You got a number 2 defense, number 4 kicker. Godwin is in that top conversation, especially in a full PPR. His value goes up a significant margin. And then you got Njoku, who hopefully will get a little bit more utilization and be that security blanket for, the one and only Deshaun Watson going into the week. Is Amari Cooper going to be out? Says Snooky in the chat. Great question. He is supposed to warm up before the game. And once, in fact, we get into that position, we will, of course, get it to a spot to where we'll know officially. I believe he'll probably play. I can actually look this up. Let me see here. Let's see if there's any. Okay, so as of 53 minutes ago, he was warming up on the field. So based on what I'm hearing, official actives, Amari Cooper is officially active as of today. So you're good to go. Amari Cooper is a play. Thank you. Okay, so we took care of Tony. Tony, again, thank you. I appreciate that, my man. German Primetime says, pick one in a PPR, Juju, Homer, or Rachaad White. Ah, goodness gracious. We probably... Can Rachaad White outscore Travis Homer in a full PPR? I think he can. I probably play Rachaad White there. Maurice says, is it supposed to be Maurice or is it supposed to be Maurice? I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate it either way. Says Godwin, Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, Isiah Pacheco, Jeff Wilson Jr., pick 3. Assuming this is half PPR, we go Barkley, we go D-Hop, we go Pacheco. If it's a full PPR, we go Godwin, Barkley, D-Hop. Thank you. Let's see here. G Hefe says, Rachaad White or Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen, 1,000%. Jorge Perez. Let's see here. Did you have another follow-up here, Jorge? Jorge Perez. Where you at, my man? Jorge says, PPR, also forgot to mention, I need 3 wide receivers starting. We have Williams, Evans. Okay, cool. Should I pick up from the list that I sent? Should I flex P-Run? Okay, so... okay, who should you pick up if you're starting? Oh, man, I got to find your question. Jorge, you got to send that list again, my man, because it was in the chat. I don't even remember off the top of my head who was in there. So send that over again in the live chat, and I can get to that. As for your follow-up, in terms of who you're flexing, it's Zonovan. Enemies Within says PPR, Deontay Johnson, DeMarcus Robinson. I will take DeMarcus Robinson there. Dobbins or Mike White. Wait, Dobbins or Mike White? I think you meant Rachaad White, right? Because if it's Dobbins or Mike White, like if you're playing one in the... I don't understand this. I think you meant Rachaad White. So if it's Dobbins or Rachaad White, I'd rather have Rachaad White rest season there. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. After Enemies Within, we had Matthew Rosado say Folk or Maher. Maher this week. Titans or Philly? Philly. Thank you. Vic84 says GM. Good morning to you as well. Full PPR. Flex. Thielen, Njoku, Fournette, Jameson Williams. We'll take Thielen there this week. Thank you. Strife in the chat was saying Zeke, Pollard, Najee, Jeff Wilson. Pick 2, Andrew. Full PPR. I'm playing both those Dallas Cowboys running backs. You know it, my man. You know that I'm all in on that. Again, guys, for those of you who have just joined us, welcome. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully we can help you set your lineups today. The rankings on screen to the right of me are up to date as of this morning, half PPR for top 36 running backs, wide receivers, top 16 quarterbacks and tight ends. Of course, quarterbacks are a 4-point per passing touchdown league. If you are not on your desktop and you cannot read them because they're smaller text and you're on mobile, perhaps, there are rankings in the description of the video. You can go ahead and check those out. Be good to go there. Outside of that, we will be mentioning kicker and defensive rankings again, once again at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so stay tuned to that. Outside of that, if you guys have not yet already, do me a favor, click that like button. Hopefully I can get to your question. Probably won't be able to get to everyone's specifically. There's 1,000 of you and one of me in here. But hopefully by proxy of answering someone else's question, I can effectively answer yours. I greatly appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see here. Somebody was asking Latavius Murray or Bam Knight in a standard. Corey, I would probably play Latavius there in a standard. Straight standard format, no PPR upside. I'd go Latavius Murray there. Start Kirk or Keenan Allen, Diego. Again, like it says on screen, I'm going Keenan Allen there in all formats because Keenan Allen only gets better in a full PPR. You know what I mean? Okay, so where were we at? So we took care of, I don't even know where we were at. We took care of Vic. Vic, we were good to go with. Joel Garza says, thoughts on Tannehill? Tannehill is my number 17 ranked quarterback. He's right outside of the top 16. But for right now, if I'm picking between Mike White and Huntley, I'll take Huntley this week. James Smith says, week 15, grab Washington off of the wire versus New York Giants. Roll with Dallas. I'll take Dallas against the Jaguars next week. Thank you. DeAndre Warren, what's up? Hope you're doing well, my man. Says PPR flex option, Dulcich or Dobbins rest of season. Dobbins rest of season should be decent. I just don't know if it's going to be a committee. We'll kind of get a pretty good designation as to whether it's going to be a committee by today. But going forward, we should be fine. At the moment, as of today, if we're talking about a full PPR, though, between Dobbins and Dulcich, I'll take Dulcich there. Didi says, Mike Williams or Jamaal Williams, half PPR. Great question, Didi. Let me see who I have. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jamaal will be ranked. That's my full PPR. I need to go to half PPR. I believe Jamaal Williams will most likely be ranked higher. Jamaal Williams is ranked higher in a half PPR scoring format. So that's where I'm going. Thank you. Devin Gutierrez says, PPR, should I play Waddle or DK Metcalf as my wide receiver too? I'm playing DK there. If he's ready to go, he's in my lineup. I think he's caught his last 19 targets in a row. The dude is on a complete unstoppable streak. It might actually be a higher number. I haven't even looked at that third game. But I know in the last 2 games that he's played in specifically, let me confirm this before I completely just spew absolute garbage. Let's see here. Metcalf, last 2 weeks. Nope, that's incorrect. All right, I was spewing garbage. What I meant to say is Metcalf has caught the ball 19 times in the last 2 games. Pretty good reception count in an offense that they probably will throw the ball a little bit more today because of the absence of their primary back. So let's go with DK there. Thank you. Trey Curb, I knew I was saying some BS. I was like, there's no way he's caught all 19. I know he's caught the ball 19 times, but there's got to be a couple drops in there. Trey Curb says, who would you go? Stevenson, Foreman, or Jamaal? I would play Stevenson. With Damian Harris out, with Jacoby Myers out, there's more of a likelihood of receiving upside along with the rushing upside that we automatically get in a run-first team. Stevenson's a fantastic play today, and going forward should be a obvious RB1. Who do you predict will play from behind, Patriots or Panthers? Who's going to play from behind? I'm probably assuming the Panthers will play from behind today. The Arizona Cardinals have been one of the slower starting teams in the league. That's why I have, guys like Marquise Hollywood-Brown and D-Hop as highly ranked as I do, because majority of the time, Kyler starts slow, and then he's able to kind of pick it up and get a lot of garbage time in the second half. So that's where the receiving work of those guys will obviously be attributed. D. Joa says, PPR pick 2, we have Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, and Rhamondre Stevenson. Out of those group of players, oh my gosh. Why have you done this to me? Okay, we have to play Rhamondre though. I think you have to. So at that point, we're playing Rhamondre. Let me go to my full PPR. Let me look at what I have with Keenan Allen and Godwin. I have Chris Godwin ahead of Keenan Allen still there. So we'll play Godwin and we'll play Rhamondre Stevenson this week. I'd like to play all 3 of them, but I guess you've got better options elsewhere. Thank you. Gavin Carpenter says, Pacheco or Saquon? I'm playing Saquon. If he's active, which he is, I'm rolling with him. Thank you. Apollo in the chat says, I need help with the flex spot, Garrett Wilson Or what? I think you meant D'Onta Foreman because you put Freeman there, and I was like Devontae Freeman. I was completely cooked for a second there. Yeah, we're playing Garrett Wilson there, my man. Thank you. Hollywood Brown or Najee? Jordan, I think I answered this a little bit earlier. You probably weren't here. Either way, Hollywood Brown's my suggestion out of those two. Mac Jones or Pickett? Let me check. Who do I have ranked higher? Going into the week, I have Mac Jones at number 19, and I have Kenny Pickett at number 20 in my quarterback rankings of the top 24 that are remaining in the week. So I'll take Mac Jones there. Omar G says full PPR, Mike Williams or Latavius Murray. I'll take Mike Williams there. Thank you. David A says, please rank PPR, Cooper, Sanders, Rashad White, Zay Jones, Palmer. Awesome. Let's go ahead. Sanders number 1, Cooper number 2. You know what? I have to actually look at my flex rankings on Patreon just so we're all on the same page. So Sanders. Okay, Sanders is there at 24. Where's Cooper? Cooper at 33. Then who else are we looking for? We're looking for names Rashad White, Zay Jones, and Palmer. Rashad White 53. Zay Jones 63. Palmer 69. So the order, technically, based on my rankings, is Sanders, Cooper, White, Zay, Palmer. Thank you. Brad Harper, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It says, for the flex, Dortch or Dalton Schultz? If it was a full PPR, I would tell you to start Greg Dortch. Because it's a half, I'll probably suggest going toward Dalton Schultz. If it was a full PPR, I would suggest Dortch. I don't know if I said that. Maybe I misspoke. Because it's half PPR, I'm leaning towards playing Dalton Schultz there. Thank you. MAZ Mass says, greetings, brother. Flex, Mike Williams or Kittle? I'll play Mike Williams there. Thank you. Dominique, let's see what you had here. Dominique Reed, or Rad, excuse me. Where is it? No question? Dominique, there wasn't anything attached to it. If you could do me a solid and just type in the chat, I'd be greatly appreciated. I know I asked somebody else to type something in the chat for reference, and I got to figure out who the heck it was. Goodness gracious. Oh no. Whose question was it? Oh no. This is what happens, man. This is why I need everyone to attach their questions to the... no. Okay, it had to do with Mike Evans and Mike Williams. I know that much. Mike Evans. Is there any question here with Mike Evans? No. I lost it. Oh no, I forgot. This is bad. This is all just bad. Okay, hold up. Give me a second here. What does this say? Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm lost now. Okay. Dominique, I don't see a question. That's first and foremost. And if you can do me a solid, type it in the chat. We greatly appreciate it. Other than that, there was somebody's question that I told them to send me the list of players that were available, and I don't remember who it was. Man. All right, well, I'm going to figure it out in a bit here. Okay, so let's see here. Moving on to Wrangler, says PPR, 2 running backs, 1 flex. We have Najee, Murray, White, Cook, Homer, P. Ryan, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper plays in the flex, and we play at running back with P. Ryan, Homer, Cook, White, Murray. Murray, along with probably Najee. Thank you. Mike says Brady or Watson. I'll play Brady this week. Pick 3 flex options: Mike Evans, Fournette, Schultz, Ayuk. I'll take, assuming it's a half PPR, I'll take Evans, I'll take Schultz, and I'll take Ayuk all over Fournette. I mean, yeah, I think there's, it's probably just, you know what? Let's be safe. Let's go Fournette, Evans, and Schultz. FF says half PPR, flex, pick 1, Evans or Rashad White. In a half PPR, I'm probably playing Rashad White there. Demond Smith, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Full PPR. Who should I start in the flex? George Pickens or Travis Homer? In a full PPR, I'm probably more inclined to play George Pickens there this week. I know he's coming off a rough week. He'll get back on track. I appreciate the very, very generous donation there. Man, whose question was it, man, that had the Mike? I mean, I lost it. I lost the question. It's updated and it's gone. I've scrolled up and no, it's just gone. Maybe it was M. Evans instead of... Nope, it's just gone. I'm going to lose my mind. Okay. Anyway, moving on. We had a question that was sent in from Jonu Smith. All right, Jonu says full PPR. Zeke, Lockett, or Swift, pick 2. Why would you do this to me, Jonu? Why? Why would you do this to me? All right, let's look at my full PPR rankings from last time I updated them. We currently have Ezekiel Elliott at 13 in the week. We have Swift at 18. We have Lockett at 19. I am playing Swift and Zeke this week. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's tough, man. It's a tough week. It certainly is. Especially with those good of options. Justin says full PPR. Juju, Slayton, Davis, Gallup. Pick 2. I'm playing Davis and Slayton there this week. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's the 411 on Garrett Wilson weather-wise? I mean, based on what I saw, if you got, look, where I get my weather updates, complete transparency. I go to Twitter. I type Bills versus Jets game. I go to most recent videos and pictures and photos on Twitter, and I'm looking at it. There's no snow. There's no rain. Beautiful. A little bit of overcast. That's a given, right? It's New York during December, but it didn't look like there was anything much of a problem there. Chill Will says full PPR. Mike Williams or Zonovan Knight this week, and why? The why might be a little bit of a long explanation. Let me see here. Do I have Mike Williams ahead of him? I don't think I do in my full PPR rankings. Let me confirm this. Because I have Zonovan there. Where do I have Mike Williams? I do have him ahead of him. Okay, we're taking Mike Williams. Primary reason why? Xavier Howard cannot be trusted in that secondary. Let's play Mike. Oh, man, even that. There are 3 spots, separated from each other, but it's gonna be tough. E-Rock says Tony Jones getting the start. I mean, I'm not surprised. Again, the Seattle backfield is going to be a mess today. That's a given. Do I start Pierce or Pacheco? Bam, you know the answer. You know the answer, man. You know you're supposed to start Pacheco there. You don't even got to ask me. You know the rankings on screen are there. John was saying 20-plus points are needed. Huntley or Goff? Yeah, I'd rather trust Goff in that capacity. Again, like I mentioned on Friday's video, guys, the Minnesota Vikings defense in the last 6 consecutive games have given up 17-plus fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks in every single contest. They've given up 300-plus passing yards in 6 out of the last 7 games to opposing quarterbacks as well. So pretty good game there for Goff coming into this week. Moving on, we had a question after Jonu was Justin. Justin, we took care of you. We said Slayton and Davis. We're good to go there. Chilwell. We had Jorge Perez also come back with another one. Jorge says, can you pick? Oh, okay. It was Jorge's question. That's why I lost it, man. Pick up Woods, McKenzie, Hinton, Chris Moore, MVS, Marshall, Devontae Parker, Dortch, Robinson, Westbrook, Quez. Okay, so again, of the group, if I'm playing one, it's between Dortch and it's DeMarcus Robinson. I'll take DeMarcus Robinson out of the bunch there, though, for right now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chill, Will. We took care of you. You're good to go. Jersey style. Let me see your jersey. Jersey, where art thou? Again, remember, in about 10 minutes from now, guys, I'm going to be mentioning kicker and ranking, defensive rankings. I appreciate you guys' patience. Hey, Andrew, I know that these options are gross, but who would you rather play? What would you rather have rest of the season? Purdy, Dalton, or Ritter? Full PPR Superflex. Out of the 3 options, I'd rather have Brock Purdy over the bunch. I think Desmond Ridder could probably be of value, but I just don't know where that team is going to start trending with him. So until I can see a week of him playing, it's going to be tough to really gauge exactly what kind of an NFL talent he is. So for right now, we'll just roll with Brock Purdy there going into the playoffs. My other QBs are Goff and Herbert. I mean, you're kind of set, but if you're talking about just having a backup option for a Superflex format, you're fine there with Purdy. Thank you. Metal Wing says, thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you very much, Metal Wings. You had any questions, my man? Actually, let me see if Dominique sent in a question. Dominique, here we go. Full PPR. I need a flex. Pick one. T. Higgins, Etienne, Connor. Wow, good question. I think it's for sure between Connor and Higgins. I just got to see who I have ranked higher. As of today, we have T. Higgins ranked at 30, and where's Connor? Where's Connor? I have Connor at 29, dude. He's right next to him. Connor 29, T. Higgins 30. I'm not even joking. You can ask someone who's on Patreon. I have Connor one spot ahead of him in a full PPR. We'll take it. Again, like I've mentioned, When Connor has nobody else vying for his backfield work, the dude is a 20-point machine. Probably won't be able to put up 20 points this week against the New England Patriots, but he probably will have himself a pretty good game here in terms of touchdown upside, receiving work, etc. Coming off the bye, they should be fresh and ready to go with a healthy offensive line, of course. Metal Wings, did you have anything? Anything? Nope. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it, my man. Chris Rosado says, pick one in a half PPR. Zay Jones, Corey Davis, DJ Chark. I'll take Corey Davis out of the bunch. Corey Davis, Chark, Zay Jones, probably in that order in a half PPR, like it says on screen. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, where are we at here? We're at Vlad Vanilla 457 says Gallup or Donovan Peoples-Jones. Give me Donovan Peoples-Jones this week. Thank you. Feed Zeke in the chat was saying Jeff Wilson or Ayuk. I'll take Jeff Wilson there. Madden God, I'd play the Steelers defense today. Robbie in the chat was saying Coop or Bam Knight. With Coop potentially limited. I don't think they would play him if he was limited. I think based on the warm-ups that at least were recorded prior to the game, I think he'll be fine. I think I'm still rolling with Cooper there. Or at least I'm holding out hope that he could still be a relevant option in that capacity. How do we join to get your list? Oh, I think there's a link in the description, right? For Patreon. So if you go over to Patreon, let me see here. Is it actually in the description? Someone can confirm that for me. I'm pretty sure I have the link in the description. If you go over to the Patreon, it's $9.99 per week, per month. You get half PPR, full PPR rankings. Tops, I think today, how many running backs we have? Because I know we have a lot of teams on bye. So right now on Patreon, I have top 24 quarterbacks, top 50 running backs, top 70 wide receivers, top 100 flex, top 12 kickers and defenses for both half and full PPR scoring format going into the week. So that's available. If you're interested, there's a link in the description. Also, while you guys are down in the description in that area, click the like button. If you're on mobile, the rankings are down there in the description if you're interested. So that's awesome. So we'll see. Man, that is a very strong statement. Why is Doob, you good, man? I don't know why you're I mean, take it easy. Jimmy. Take it easy, man. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Homer. I get it. Be cautious. That's all we got to say. We don't got to, use some choice words there. Just be cautious, everyone. Be cautious of Homer today. If you decide to play Homer, be very careful. Be very careful. I want to see the report, guys. Where does it say that Homer's not playing today? Because everybody's acting like he's not playing all of a sudden. Because if it needs to be adjusted, then let's adjust it. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see here. Seahawks. Who's got the report, guys? Who's the official mouthpiece for the Tony Jones Jr. bump up? Because I'd like to see the report so that I can confirm this. And if in fact it's confirmed, I will move Travis Homer effectively down the list. So if y'all can do me a solid, let me know where y'all found that report so that I can act upon it. It'd be greatly appreciated. Moving on, we had Jayon sending the question. Says, play two of these three. James Cook, Rashad White, Homer. Yeah, we're going to play. I mean, look, with all the Homer sleeper app, I mean, I didn't even get a sleeper app. Okay, here we go. 10 minutes ago. Let's see here. Was it from Schefter? It was Schefter, right? Adam Schefter? Okay. Thank you, NGA. Let's go. Let's look up. Let's go see Schefter's report. Where's Shefty at? Adam Schefter. All right. So Adam Schefter said, wait, what the heck is that? Okay, no, we're good. Adam Schefter, where are you? Deion Dawkins active today. That's really good for Buffalo. That's fantastic, actually. Where is this Tony Jones Jr. report? Schefter, Tony Jones will start over Travis Homer. Why can't I click the link? I went to Shefty's actual Twitter page. Where is that report, man? Here, let me click this. Yeah, I mean, NBC Sports Edge is running it as well. Very well. Okay, we'll adjust accordingly. We'll adjust accordingly. Okay, so that's the entire point of this, right? That's why we have rankings on screen, so we can update it, shall we? Let me go ahead. Let me make some moves here. Because if we're going to get ourselves a situation where they don't even trust Travis Homer enough to start him over Tony Jones of all running backs, then yeah, we probably shouldn't trust them either, guys. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's make some moves here, shall we? So at this point, this is what we're going to do, guys. This is what we're going to do, okay? Very safely, we're going to do this. Okay. I think this seems fair. Okay, boom, bang, bop. Okay, we'll go here. And we'll go there. Okay, so now I got to go to Photoshop and I got to update the rankings. So let's just do it this way, guys. If you have Tony Jones Jr. and or Travis Homer in your lineup this week, best of luck. I'm ranking them both in a position where I'm not, you should probably not even start either of them. Let's just avoid it. Let's do ourselves a favor. Now, if you're in a desperate situation, you're like, hey, Andrew, I got to start one. All right, let's play Tony Jones and let's hope he falls into the end zone. Because at this point, it just doesn't seem like anything good is going to come of it. Now, Doob earlier in the chat was saying we're all effed if we play, Travis Homer. And, even though, he used his very, choice words, I understand what he's trying to say. He was basically trying to say, be careful, but he was saying it in his own way, which I respect. I mean, I appreciate you coming out here and letting everybody know. Be very careful. So let's make some adjustments, shall we? I'm going to remove the questionable tag away from Barkley, and I'm going to remove it away from Amari Cooper as well, just so there's no question there. I got to move that from there. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead, file. Let's save as. All right, in about 1 minute from now, we'll mention kicker and defensive rankings. So let me update the rankings on screen so we're all on the same page here, and then we'll be good to go there. So let me go ahead. Let's go to the JPEGs. Let's go to there. Boom, save. Okay, so officially on screen right now, we should have updated rankings. I have subsequently now, due to all the information that is relevant and present to us, I have gone ahead and moved Mr. Travis Homer all the way down to 34. And I've moved Tony Jones Jr. to a whopping, what do I have? 28. Again, neither of them are enticing plays in the week. Is my internet going out? Is that what's happening right now? Come on. No. Not like this. Not like this. Not during stream, please. Okay, Wi-Fi's still up. So I think we're good. I think we're stabilizing. Okay. We're good to go. Dude was saying putrid options. There you go. Look, that's what I like. That kind of putrid is, there you go. I haven't heard that word in a while. That's what I like. So outside of that, you know what? While we're still making moves. Okay, so it's 9:30. So let's go ahead and let's talk about kicker and defensive rankings first and foremost. And then I got to go look at the weather in some of these games as well. Just so if we have to pivot, we'll pivot. Okay. Defensive rankings. Here we go. Top 12. Number 1, Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 9, New England Patriots. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. And number 11, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 12 again is a hodgepodge, cornucopia of sorts of Arizona, Miami, New York Jets, Cleveland, Carolina. Do with it what you will. Moving on to kickers into the week. Number 1, Jason Myers. Number 2, Brett Maher. Number 3, Evan McPherson. Number 4, Harrison Butker. Number 5, Justin Tucker. Number 6, Tyler Bass. Number 7, Robbie Gould. Number 8, Cameron Dicker. Number 9, Jason Sanders. Number 10, Michael Badgley. Number 11, Graham Gano. Number 12, Chris Boswell. Thank you, guys. Okay, let me go see here. Jets versus Bills. I gotta pull this up. So if we... Okay, everybody's got beanies on. Let me see here. What does the weather look like there? Yo, where's the official game report? Ah, here it is. Okay, here we go. No. I don't want that one. I want what is it? Jets at Bills. I think that's the one. Yeah, there you go. So let's see your latest. What do we got here? I mean, again, overcast, but it doesn't seem like it's enough to impede me from playing any of the passing and or receiving options in this game still. So we're still fine there. Okay, cool. Good to go. Are we good to go? Yep, I think we're good to go. All right, so who are we missing here? So we took care of Jayon. We'll take James Cook and Rachaad White there. Enemies within says pick up Dobbins, Mike White on waivers. I have Brady. Oh, we're picking up one or the other for rest of season. I understand what you're saying now. I would probably pick up Mike White, honestly. Thank you. JBeats14 says bench one, non-PPR, Chubb, Cook, Zeke, Swift. Appreciate your hard work, Andrew. All right, JBeats. It is unfortunate, but I think we're probably sitting Dalvin Cook this week in a non-PPR scoring format. Thank you. Michael Ortiz says, thanks for the help last week. Full PPR. Need a quarterback. Murray or Geno? I will take Geno Smith this week over Murray. Flex option, Latavius White or DPJ. Will play Latavius there. Thank you. Black Jesus says, full PPR. Who do I flex between Higgins and Swift? Swift. Thank you. Mike, with the dog picture, says, PPR, Evans, Schultz, Ayuk, or Fournette. Ooh, I'm pretty sure. Let me confirm this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be leading the way with Mike Evans there. Mike Evans is there. We have, where's Schultz? Where's Schultz? I think I have Schultz lower on the rankings in a full PPR. Yeah, it's Mike Evans this week. Mike Evans is the play there. Mike, appreciate it in full PPR. Thank you. Jay says, update that Homer might sit. So Tony, he's not going to sit, but yeah, he's going to be the second string guy. Yeah, you're good to go, Jay. That was sent like 11 minutes ago. So we've updated, everything on screen. We're good to go. Appreciate it. As for your question, half PPR, flex, Samaje Perine, Kareem Hunt, Tony Jones, Corey Davis, Duvernay. In a half PPR, out of that group of players, I think I'm just starting Corey Davis there. Yeah, that's probably the direction that I'm leaning in. If you want to play Tony Jones, you can. I think it's going to require a lot of touchdown upside in order for that to be a relevant play, though. Javoris, thank you very much, says Barkley, Sanders, Connor, half PPR. If I'm playing, let's order them, right? Like it says on screen, I have Sanders 1, Barkley 2, and Connor 3. So that's the direction that I would go in. E-Rock, thank you very much, says full PPR. I need one, Pierce, Zonovan, Gabriel Davis, James Cook. I will take Zonovan Knight out of the group. Thank you. He's the player that I would feel most comfortable rolling with. James sends in a question. Says Gallup, White, or Homer? I prefer Rachaad White out of the group. Thank you. We have Evil B Kid says Miami, Titans, Dolphins. That's preferred defense. I would go with the Titans this week. Next best is probably it's funny you said Miami, Titans, Dolphins. So both those are Dolphins teams. But yeah, if you're starting one of the two potentially there, I would play the Titans. Thank you. Alejandro Scott says full PPR. I need 3 out of Godwin, Higgins. We have Hopkins and Allen. I'm playing Godwin, Allen, and Hopkins this week. Thank you. Clarence, thank you very much, Clarence. Hope you're doing well. Playoffs. Locked my spot down last week. Thanks for the great season, Andrew, and the content. Appreciate it, Clarence. Hope you're doing well. Joe Will says full PPR. ETN or DJ Moore. I'll play GD. I will play DJ Moore there. Man, the brain lag is crazy today, huh? Luis S. I don't even. Luis, what's up, man? I'm not gonna even try to pronounce the last name. 936. Miles Sanders or Barkley. I'll play Miles Sanders. Joshua Palmer or Mike Evans. I'll play Mike Evans there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Noah sends in a question. Says Homer or Jones Jr. Yeah, I guess we're leaning towards Jones Jr. in that case. Njoku or Everett. Give me Everett there. Brando23 says love the channel. Thank you, Brando. I appreciate it. Start James Cook or Homer now. Yeah, we're playing James Cook. Alejandro Scott says pick 2. Mixon, Cook, Connor, Etienne. Mixon and Cook are the way to go. Actually, in a full PPR, I'll probably play Connor instead of Cook. So let's go Mixon and Connor. Thank you. J-Bo, all good, 87, says, pick for the flex full PPR. Jamaal Williams, Slayton, or DPJ. Give me Jamaal Williams. I think it's just a little too much consistency there for me not to, suggest that. Speaking of J-Bo, I saw J-Bo sent in another question, but there wasn't a message attached to it. J-Bo, what do we have here? Starting Garrett Wilson? Yes, you should. J-Bo says, I'm in upstate New York. A lot of snow right now. Thinking about Buffalo, New York. Yeah, I mean, again, at this moment, I'm looking. I'll go back to Twitter again. Live look from fan pictures, whether it's at the tailgate, whether it's in the stadium, whether it's, the Buffalo Bills official account from 6 minutes ago, there's no snow there. So I don't know if the storm is coming, but as of right now, there's nothing to tell me that it's snowing there or potentially raining at the moment. Sure, there's chance for that to potentially occur later in the game, but at the current designation, it's not enough for me to be convinced to change the ranking accordingly. Thank you. So we took care of that. We're good to go. Let me go ahead and scroll all the way. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. So we had, goodness gracious, where are we? Okay, so we took care of J-Bo there. We're good to go. After J-Bo, we had a question from Dom. Dom, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Says, still Huntley over Tannehill. Yes, in a 6-point per passing touchdown league, I'm still doing that. I expect Tannehill to be handing off the ball a considerable amount today. So yeah, we're good to go there. Rockout says Seattle backs or Chris Moore / Hubbard. If it's a full PPR Rockout, I'd play Chris Moore. If I'm not mistaken, I just saw that one of the other cornerbacks, because we all know that Anthony Brown, the number 2 cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, he tore his Achilles last week. Another Dallas Cowboys cornerback got hurt in pregame who was going to be a starter, so they're going to be down a couple guys. I think Chris Moore will probably be the guy that gets himself a pretty good designation of opportunity, while, Trayvon Diggs will be stuck on top of Philip Dorsett. Thank you. So Chris Moore's the play there. Jerry May says, Mike Evans or Travis Homer standard league. Yeah, let's go with Mike Evans there. Little Fat Bear says, Jamaal Williams or Zonovan Knight half PPR. Jamaal Williams. 1023 Entertainment. What's up, man? Says, should I play Murray or Prescott? I will play Murray there this week. Even against the Patriots defense, I expect Murray to be a pretty in comparison, especially when we take into account the Houston matchup. If Prescott was playing anybody else, if he was playing against, I don't know, the New York Giants, I feel confident just rolling him out there and finding success. But even he played the New York Giants a couple weeks ago. The rushing upside, the rushing touchdowns that is associated with this offense lower his value. So let's go with Murray there. Jonathan McMaster, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Says, Daniel Jones or Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence, his current injury bothers me to the point where it could affect his play. It certainly did last week, and that in itself scares me against Tennessee. So I'm leaning towards the idea of just going with DJ there. And I know you're saying the Eagles defense scares you, but yeah, T-Law's foot is the biggest issue, because if that is going to be something that impedes his mobility, his ability to kind of move in the pocket, that could be a problem. Michael Pittman Jr. in the chat was saying, why so low on Homer? Recently, we have been given information that he is not starting today, so that is why we have adjusted accordingly. Let's see here. So yeah, Jonathan, we're going with Daniel Jones today. Thank you, appreciate it. Nicole sends in a question. Thank you very much. Says, Homer or DeAndre Carter in the flex? Wow, could we go neither? Here's my suggestion, Nicole, and it might be a little bit crazy, but hear me out. Greg Dortch, Nelson Aguilar, Demarcus Robinson. I'm just going to start rattling names, okay? So at the end of the list here, okay, we have guys like, where is it? Okay, Greg Dortch, Demarcus Robinson are 34 and 30. Wait, actually, let me see here. Maybe it's different rankings. Let's go to half PPR. Okay, yeah, it's different. So in a full PPR, Greg Dortch is higher. But anyway, Greg Dortch, Demarcus Robinson, Nelson Aguilar, Isaiah McKenzie, Tyler Boyd, Chris Moore, Devin Duvernay, Devontae Parker, Richie James Jr., Nick Westbrook-Ikine, Philip Dorsett, Kendrick Bourne. I'd rather play any of those guys over Homer and Carter right now. If you can find one of them off the waivers, roll with it. Otherwise, you hope for Carter to score. Actually, quite frankly, you probably just hope that Homer scores and you throw him in there. Because Carter's going to be a really difficult person to play with Mike Williams back. He's just pretty much phased out of the offense when they run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. Jeremy Young says, full PPR, Deontay Johnson, DJ Chark, Rashad White, Travis Homer. Out of the group, I'm playing DJ Chark there. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Donahue Brown says bench 1, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins. Out of the group, I am sitting T. Higgins. I appreciate it, Donahue. You got a bunch of stud receivers. It's pretty difficult, but it's a blessing and a curse. We'll play the three of Keenan Allen, Godwin, and Lamb. Dylan says PPR flex. Drop Isaiah McKenzie for Demarcus Robinson. I don't think you have to make the swap there. Again, Isaiah McKenzie's in that like area to where he's relevant. I like DeMarcus Robinson just slightly more based on the amount of volume of targets that he saw primarily with Tyler Huntley last week. McKenzie could be of value. I think they're probably going to be close enough in terms of rankings, but at the moment, I don't mind the swap there. I think rest of season, you probably want to have Isaiah McKenzie on roster, but for right now, if you're looking just for like a win to get in, I would probably I'd roll with the Marcus Robinson play. TC says Foreman, Pacheco, Mostert, or Bam Knight. Out of the group there, Pacheco number 1, Foreman number 2, Bam Knight number 3, Mostert number 4. As for your follow-up there, pick 2. All of my marble. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's a standard format. We're gonna go with Foreman and Pacheco there. Who's most advantageous? I appreciate that, TC. Thank you. Miles Kelly says PPR. We have Tucker. We have McPherson. Out of the two, I have McPherson higher ranked. Again, higher potential for success in terms of moving the ball down the field without a backup quarterback. As for your follow-up question, Henry or Okonkwo, I would rather play Hunter Henry over Chigoziem Okonkwo. As for your last question, Pacheco or Jeff Wilson, I'll take Pacheco. So again, follow-up, Miles. It is McPherson, Henry, and Pacheco. Thank you. Chill Will says, PPR flex, Zonovan Knight or Juju Smith-Schuster. I believe I have Zonovan Knight. Yeah, I have Zonovan Knight ahead of him in my full PPR. So that's what we're going with. Jay says, half PPR, Jones, Juju, Hunt, starting Corey Davis and Judy already at wide receiver. Yeah, let's just play Juju and let's roll with it. Let's ride. I mean, they're playing the Broncos, so let's hope that they can put up a pretty good number there. Miles Hakeem says, in order, Zay Jones, Ayuk, Fournette, full PPR. Let's look it up. Where's Zay Jones? Actually, I need a control F. Zay. All right, so in a full PPR right now, we have Zay Jones at 63. Where's Fournette? Fournette is at 70. Who was the final option that you were mentioning? Ayuk's got to be higher. So Ayuk's 56. So out of the group, if it's in order, Miles, it's Ayuk, Zay Jones, Fournette, full PPR. Thank you. Sandy O says PPR, 1 running back, 1 flex. White, Knight, Lenny, Juju. Zonovan Knight and Juju Smith-Schuster. That's the suggestion that I'm going with. Actually, wait, hold on, wait. Did I have Rashad White ahead of Juju? I did, right? I just got to confirm this. I did. So we go Rashad White and we go Zonovan Knight. Thank you. Curtis says Bam Knight, Homer, or James Cook. Which two do I start? You start Bam Knight and you start James Cook today. Thank you. Appreciate it. Terod Taylor says Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Devonta Smith. I need 2. Play Devonta Smith and Keenan Allen. Thank you. Goofy Gibbon says full PPR, Jamaal Williams, Amari Cooper, Jeff Wilson Jr. Full PPR. I kind of want to play Amari Cooper there, therefore I will. Let's go with Amari Cooper. Hunts says full PPR, Jamaal Williams or Zonovan Knight, and why? Please explain. Here's the issue. Zonovan Knight is not a guarantee. The fact that I can guarantee 10 fantasy points out of Jamaal Williams minimum is enough to me to just blindly play him, even with the potential of Zonovan Knight having more upside in terms of receiving work that could carry his week. It is too sketchy for me. Look, ultimately, there's a very good chance that Zonovan Knight outscores him. Sure, it's of the realm of possibility, but there's always a conversation to be had about Jamaal Williams, his touchdown dependency, and the fact that it's not really dependency anymore when he's scoring it quite literally every single week. We've seen him score 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown. Very rarely has he scored none. So at this moment, I'm just leaning in that direction, getting the guaranteed points. Duke says Travis Etienne or James Cook. I'm still leaning towards Etienne there. I could see the conversation as to why you would want to play Cook, because I really don't like the Etienne play. But at this moment, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Etienne can salvage his day with a couple good carries and no receptions in prime field positioning. Drew Soul says standard Kittle or Njoku. Give me Kittle. Follow up. Already have Donovan Peoples-Jones active. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is Amari Cooper not playing? No, he is playing. You're good to go. EJ Rodriguez says full PPR. Full PPR. Have Herbert as my quarterback. Start 2 wide receivers. Juju, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Jeff Wilson. Wait. 2 wide receivers in what? In a flex? Okay. Sorry. It's 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. Out of the group of players that you have, I'm playing Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Jeff Wilson Jr. Thank you very much, EJ. Appreciate it. Junior Ventura says, Homer or Zay Jones? I'll play Zay Jones there. Kobe says, start. Who do I start? Juju, Gallup, or Palmer? Give me Juju in the full PPR. Evil B Kid says, one more. Lenny, Pacheco, Najee, Rachaad White. Who's out? Out of the bunch, I'm sitting Lenny. Thank you. Especially if it's a full PPR. Yeah, especially if that's the case. AMC Machine says Gallup, DPJ, Isaiah McKenzie, or Dobbins. Out of the group, give me DPJ. Tom Foolery says full PPR, White or Dortch. Give me White. Thank you. Anvesh says, where are we at, Anvesh? Control F, Anvesh. Anvesh, I don't see a message from you, my man. So if you could do me a solid, just type that in the chat. I'd greatly appreciate it. Juju or Deontay Johnson says shockers. I'll play Juju there. I don't feel like Deontay Johnson anytime soon. If Deontay Johnson plays out of his mind, so be it. I'm willing to have him on my bench. The guy literally in a half PPR hasn't been a top 30 wide receiver in a single week this season. Like it's not worth it to start him. Singletary or Deontay Johnson, absolutely play Singletary there, man. You know that you should play Singletary. You don't even have to ask. You know the answer. Andrea was asking Kansas City defense or Seahawks. Yeah, it's Kansas City. I have Kansas City at number 2 this week. I have Seahawks at 8. Terrace says, no question, just thanks. I appreciate that. Happy holidays to you as well. Let's see here. I'm looking for Anvesh. Where you at, my man? Anvesh says, bench is... Okay, so what the heck do we have here? We have Lamb, Kirk, Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith. Bench 1. If I'm benching one of those 4 players, I'm benching Devonta Smith. I'm playing Lamb, Kirk, and Garrett Wilson. Follow-up. Considering the game script, quarterback injury scare, and the weather, think I could bench any play with Smith or not. Okay, the only thing I'd ever consider is theoretically playing Smith over Kirk under the assumption that Trevor Lawrence, not at a full capacity, could get himself in trouble. That's the only ever pivot I would make. So I could consider it, but at this point, I think I'm still playing Christian Kirk there. Let's see here. Michael Campbell says, half PPR, Tony Jones or Brandon Ayuk? Give me Brandon Ayuk. Junior Ventura says, sorry, missed the answer. Zay, okay, yeah, out of the group. Sorry, I know I'm fast, guys, and I know I'm quick. Again, I'm just trying to catch up to everybody. So, of the options that you mentioned, Junior, you were saying Homer or Zay Jones, and then you most recently, I think, added Homer to it. Out of the 2, it's Rashad. Wait. What was the question before? It was Homer or Zay Jones. I understand now. Junior, do me a solid. Is it a half or full PPR scoring format? Because I think in a half, I probably play. Actually, you know what? Probably in both scenarios. Yeah, in both scenarios, I'm probably actually all 3. Standard, half, full, doesn't matter. I'm probably playing Rachaad White. Beast says half PPR. Should I flex Corey Davis or Chuba Hubbard? I'll take Corey Davis there. Patriot Politics says full PPR, Etienne, Mostert, Pierce for my running backs. I need one. Okay. Need one flex. Okay. So if you're starting running backs this week, I'm probably playing Etienne, Mostert, Pierce in that exact order in a full PPR. As for wide receiver options here, you have Chark and Terrace Marshall and one of the potential running backs. From above, Merry Christmas, Andrew. Happy holidays to you as well. As for where we're going, if you're looking for a running back and a flex, one running back, I mean, at this point in a full PPR, Chark takes the flex spot and Etienne takes that starting running back spot. Thank you. Go through defense rankings. Alex, why not? Let's do it. Alex, good suggestion, says let's do defense rankings. Defense rankings, number 1, Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, Buffalo Bills. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8, Seattle Seahawks. Number 9, New England Patriots. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. Number 11, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 12, you may be wondering, Andrew, why is it like that? Why is there not a number 12? Because it's a 5-way tie between the Miami Dolphins, Arizona Cardinals, Cleveland Browns, Carolina Panthers, and New York Jets. Thank you very much. Moving on to kickers. Top 12. Number 1, Jason Myers. Number 2, Brett Maher. Number 3, Evan McPherson. Number 4, Harrison Butker. Number 5, Justin Tucker. Number 6, Tyler Bass. Number 7, Robbie Gould. Number 8, Cameron Dicker. Number 9, Jason Sanders. Number 10, Michael Badgley. Number 11, we have Graham Gano. Number 12, we have Chris Boswell. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Andrew says, Jordy, Kirk, Etienne, or Najee? What's the scoring format, Jordy? What's the scoring format? Ray, you bring up a great point. If we could do me a solid, guys, it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could do me a favor. Click that like button down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Jay, I see you in the chat. Jay, man, you on Monday and Thursday probably perplexed me the most with some of the questions you send in my direction. As for your question right now in a standard format, Devonta Smith or DPJ, I'm playing Devonta Smith there. That one is a little bit easier than the earlier questions that you sent in my direction this week. Thank you. Also, guys, reminder, if you guys haven't checked out PrizePicks, there is still the opportunity to take advantage of it right now via Justin Herbert going more than 0.5 passing yards. Again, you can sign up today using promo code Andrew with the link down in the description. You'll get your first time deposit immediately doubled up to $100. Check that out today. Take advantage of this. Of course, put it in entry. As of today, my current entry, I try to put together the biggest slip possible for the most potential return. It's a flex play technically, so even if 5 are correct, I get 2x my money, but I'm potentially 25xing here. This looks like, okay, look, Justin Herbert's an automatic, right? Derrick Henry has scored a touchdown in 2 weeks. That should be great. Ezekiel Elliott has scored a touchdown in 5 consecutive games, 7 in the last 5 in specific. Godwin has had himself 6 or more receptions in the last 5 consecutive games. 10 plus targets in 8 out of the last 9. Jalen Waddle has been able to accomplish that number 8 out of the last 10 games, so it's an 80% success rate with Tua starting in full capacity. Amon-Ra's on a heat streak. This is what I'm going with. Check it out today. Thank you. All right. It is a ridiculous stretch of players there. Amon-Ra might end up breaking my heart, but you know what? I trust the man, especially in December when it matters most. Amon-Ra comes through. We know that. JC sends in a question. Says full PPR. Kyler, Goff, or Kirk. Of the 3, I would go Goff, Kirk, Kyler in that exact order, like it says on screen. Thank you. Flex Mostert or Deontay Johnson. I'll take Raheem Mostert today. Thank you. Charlene, good luck to you as well. It should be a pretty interesting week here. Like I say every Sunday, guys, all I hope is for the most possible points that has ever been scored in a fantasy week. And all I hope after that, if it doesn't happen, is that at least our players stay healthy. That's it. That's all I'm hoping for. Bruv says, do I start Singletary or Homer? 1,000% play Singletary. 1,000%. If Homer comes back to bite me in the ass, I'll take the L on that. But Singletary's the way to go, man. You know it is. Zonovan or Hunt in a full PPR. Zakaria, play Zonovan. Again, you have a name that starts with a Z. Zonovan, Z, it's destiny, man. It's destiny at that point. Jeff Wilson or Hollywood in a full PPR. I think I'm playing Hollywood there. Andrew sending in a question. Thank you very much, Andrew. Says, Jared Goff or Dak Prescott? Give me Jared Goff. Again, like I mentioned, did I miss someone's question? Where the heck is that? Hold up. Barkley and Cooper. Should I bench any one of them for White, Judy, Homer? No. You're good to go there, man. Keep Barkley and Cooper in lineup. Keep Barkley and Cooper in lineup. You're fine. Corey Davis, is he a downgrade? What happened? What happened? Andrew, tell me what happened. Did something happen? Did he get hurt? What's going on? Why is he a downgrade all of a sudden? Someone tell me. I don't have eyes on it. Anthony, thank you very much for sending that in. It says Zonovan or Devonta Smith in the flex. If it's a full PPR, I'm pretty sure I have Devonta Smith higher. Let me just confirm this. Devonta Smith. Yeah, in a full PPR, I have Devonta Smith higher. In a half PPR, let's see here, Devonta Smith. I have Devonta Smith higher. Both cases, both scenarios, I have him higher. Thank you. Humza Shafi says, maybe I butchered the name. Hopefully it's Hamza or I don't know. Apologies in advance. Garrett Wilson or DeAndre Swift in the flex this week, full PPR. I'm playing DeAndre Swift there. I'm all in, guys. My chips are in the center of the table. I've got pocket aces with DeAndre Swift, and I'm sending it. Lucky Slevin says, full PPR, Kirk or Debo in the flex. Worried about Trevor Lawrence. If you're worried about Trevor Lawrence, you can pivot to Debo. I don't have a problem with that. I think they're close enough in my rankings to where it's a justifiable pivot there. Top Shot says, I like your rankings, but I'm really concerned about Justin Jefferson, though. I mean, what option do you have? Are you going to sit Justin Jefferson? Yeah, you just can't. You just can't. So that's the thing. When you draft players at a very high level that consistently produce incredible numbers, you are signing away your ability to pivot. You cannot pivot even if you're worried. You have to play Justin Jefferson. And I know you're concerned. Don't be. He's going to have himself a 20-point game. You'll be fine. Conditions look pretty bad. What happened? I literally looked at it 7 minutes ago. I swear I looked at it 7 minutes ago and there was no problems. Where are we at? What am I? Jets at Bills. What happened to the weather, man? Are we serious right now? The weather looks fine. It's overcast. I don't see any rain. There's no snow. What are we on about, guys? I'm looking at a video from, I swear, 1 minute ago. A fan in the stands. I mean, what? I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm not pivoting. I don't want to make any movements now. It's too late. I'm looking at it. It looks clean. We're good to go. Magic Ball says, Sherfield or Warren? Oh, man. Trent Sherfield could be decent. Had himself a nice touchdown last week. But I don't know if Sherfield's actually dependable. In my rankings right now, I have Warren ahead of him. Just for clarity's sake. But let me look at Sherfield. Sherfield, the last couple weeks, he's had 2 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Do we just roll the dice? I guess maybe that's just the play. Maybe we roll the dice with Sherfield. Yeah, let's do it. Brian Thomas says rain. I mean, I just looked at a video. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, like the guy is taking a video of his homies next to him. I know people have like rain trench coats on and stuff. Like there's no rain in sight though. I don't know. Listen, it's probably going to rain, but at this point, Andrew's not pivoting. I have to commit to it because there's literally a minute before the game starts, right? So it's done. We've locked it in. If you'd like to pivot, by all means, pivot accordingly. But for me, I'm standing pat. Mikey Truck says Mike Williams or Etienne in the flex. Mikey, I'm playing Mike Williams today. Elliot Means says Pierce or Evans in the slot for the in the flex. I'm gonna play Mike Evans there. Thank you. We're good to go. Elliot, we took care of Magic Ball. We took care of da-da-da-boo-ba-da-ba-da-bee. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Forecast says Bills game is going to rain and wind. Yeah, listen, the forecast said it was going to be the absolute worst thing that I've ever seen. It is a lot more mild than it was originally kind of proclaimed. So at this point, it is what it is. Joseph says Hollywood Brown or Jerry Jeudy. Give me Hollywood Brown there for sure. Jeff Wilson or Waddle. Give me Waddle. Corey. I mean, look, the expectation is 9 to 10 mile per hour winds. Just a fair warning. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks over my years play in 15 mile per hour winds and be just fine. I know it's tough. It's not as, comfortable as playing in a stadium, but the job will get done. I can assure you that. We'll be good to go. All right, guys, it's 10 a.m. I do appreciate y'all. This was a very eventful stream. Thank you guys for coming out here, supporting the channel with your viewership by clicking the like button down below, by, of course, sending in super chats for those of you who have. For those of you who sign up via Patreon and continue to sign up and support via Patreon, thank you very much. For those of you who use promo code Andrew via PrizePicks or will potentially do so in the future, thank you. I appreciate it. Should be a fun week 14. Good luck, everyone. And hopefully tomorrow, when we're talking about waiver wires and we have a Monday night live stream, we'll be talking about what we're going to do in the fantasy playoffs with everybody back, no bye weeks, no limitations. Either way, thank you, everybody. I'm cueing the music. I'm heading out. I'm going to watch some football. Enjoy your Sunday. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys. Peace.